But power's out until now, and I'm gonna message 1 second, the doctor. Okay, want to join. Yeah, so Mystic Bazaar is not gonna be in this show, but I'm asking the doctor to show up. Yeah, so can y'all hear me? I'm gonna go latest. Yeah, can y'all? Okay, Chris Chuck, hi MES or Matthew, yeah, epic stuff. I'm gonna, I'll get set up anyways. Today, so I'll have to reschedule for Mystic Bazaar for another one, but we have this time booked, so I might as well get on it. So I had a power outage. You can see right here, I said power outage map. Okay, so I'm live again. I'll just message this thingy actually. Um, okay, power's back on. Power is back on. Alright, so anyways, the power's back on. It was out for literally over an hour. So that's the longest power's ever been off for. If I click this thingy, is a Richmond map thingy. If I just go to go to this setup, just go inside there. Why can't I just zoom out? Like, what is happening? Okay, sound is good. Okay, epic stuff. Um, okay, so the doctor's hearing. Yeah, the doctor, let me know if you can feel to call me if you want to join. So the doctor, I'm just gonna show you where it was. Power is out. Okay, what was the update? Okay, there's no update anymore. Yeah, so it's fine now then. Okay, it's power's. It was saying it was. This was again for over an hour. Power's out. All right, Methamono's in a show. Yeah, so Mystic Bazaar is not here. She has apparently a seizure. So an hour ago. So I might as well just read it just so we can get on the same page. So Mystic Bazaar, mate, I'm sorry, but I've had a big seizure about an hour ago. I'm okay after a seizure. I'm so tired I can't stay awake, so I'm sorry. Got it praying all week, but I can't come to live. I really hope this doesn't make things difficult for you. Yeah, and yes, that's no worries. We'll reschedule that. But again, at the same time, the power went off right when she messaged me, and then like 10 minutes later, power went out. All right, so the doctor, yeah, let me know if you want to join in. But I'll be just doing the stuff until you're whenever you want. You can join with a video, without video. It's all good. Yeah, so Mystic Bazaar is not gonna be in today's stream. But we'll still cover her stuff and then the notes there, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. So this was the notes I had set up, and I'll see if I can show my face then. Here, I'll show my face like this. Okay, there's my face. How do I get? Oh, don't tell people her health issue. Yeah, but Mystic Bazaar is pretty open. She tells it like it is. Like she's pretty open. So I wouldn't say anything I wouldn't want anyone. But anyways, Mystic's pretty open with her jazz. Alrighty, so Mystic should be on next week or so. Hopefully she's fine, and so on. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, but yes, Mystic will be in this show. Maybe we'll see next week, depending on when she gets better, and so on. And anyways, yeah. So let me know the doctor if you're in. But here's the notes to notes. And I just want to open up my like my computer went off because the power went off. I had it all set up, all the chat windows and everything. So I just want to see if I'm missing the Rumble chat window. Let's just open this up. Okay, next week, depending on when. Okay, this guy's here. Power was out, Saturn. Okay, so now this guy's saying power is out. Yeah, so it's again pretty ridiculous. I have to deal with all this stuff here. I'm gonna move this notes here. All right. Anyways, so put that there. Okay. I go by Dr. Methyl. You mean me? Okay, Dr. Methyl. No, it's on the doctor, the real doctor. The doctor, Dr. Wood. So she may or may not join. And so on. Must be another doctor. Yeah, I'm talking with the other doctor. You're the doctor of meth. I just want to open these up again. Just bear with me, guys. On the moon landings, I must watch that show again. Okay, interesting. Yeah, watch that show. Moon landings. The thing is, the Artemis missions. They're gonna go back to the moon, or say they are, and they're gonna have like live streams and so on. South Africa had blackouts for 15 years, up to 12 hours a day. Oh my goodness! Yeah, this is the longest it's ever been here. 1 hour. I think what happened probably. I think someone may have hit a power line or something. Anyways, this is this part here. I just want to check the Odyssey chat. Pop out chat again. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, and then I'll do X or BitChute or whatnot. Again, there's just so many things to do. We'll cover a lot of stuff. This one is not even, is it live or not live? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's not even, it has started. Why are you saying it's not started? Anyways, I'm gonna close this. Okay, and close this. And let's go right here. Okay, BitChute comments are not here, so I don't know what's going on here. Okay, there's the live. I have no idea where the comments are. Anyway, I'm just gonna close this. Yeah, I don't have time for those. So those in the comments are only seeing YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble right now, and I'll try Twitch one time, and then I'm gonna go straight into the notes again. We'll save this for another one, but I'll be just covering random stuff. So let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm gonna move this over. This is too big. Move this face over. So, anyways. Yeah, this power is pretty wild there. Okay. She says I put my. Okay. So you're listening in. Yeah, but so again, let me know if you wanna chime in, and yes, feel free to call me anytime, doctor. And yeah, we'll go from there. Because right now I have some notes set up for Mystic Bazaar. Right, and I'm gonna pop up this chat. And what else we're gonna go over? How do I? There's so many thingies here. Okay, there it is. All right. Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna go straight into the nitty gritty. So here's the notes, guys. MES Livestream 127 Mystic Bazaar discusses. Well, she's not here, so it discusses the technology used in 9/11, and it's pretty wild. Like just before the stream started, all of a sudden, Mystic Bazaar saying she got hit by a directed energy weapon, and then my power went out. So it's like, what in the world's going on here? All right, so we got hit by some dude. So Mr. Bazaar joins the show. We're supposed to maybe we'll do it. Maybe move it to the next week or whenever she is feeling better. So with the aid of ChatGPT, to discuss what and how the technology may have been used in the destruction and near complete dustification of the World Trade Center on 9/11. And here is the thumbnail. Here, this is an amazing thumbnail. She sent me this photo. She's like, "Which building was this? This is the stairway B or stairwell B." And I'm like. And that's are those ladders there? I think it's a ladder right there. Holy, okay, that's a ladder. This is literally this is the North Tower, and I put this logo there. And now here's a trailer I made. The trailer is pretty epic actually. This is the a lamppost on 9/11 still standing. So the lamppost, the first responders thought it was the top of the antenna. So the antenna on. No point discussing. Okay, so no point. Okay, no worries. Anyways, I'm just gonna be covering whatever the notes had and other stuff, and call out David A. Hughes. Just observe what happened. No, I know, but this is my thing. I like discussing things. It's like, yeah, we have to separate what is and what isn't. But yeah, it's just what I like doing. You can just work through your and read Patricia's open letter. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. I'll read Patricia's open letter in this as well. But I want to play this right here. So again, when I discuss the technology, if I cannot find a correlation of something that actually happened, then it's then you have to just ignore that thing. Basically, you need to be able to don't spec. Anyways, okay, doctor, I know, but I'm saying I do what I do. We all know the game plan. The game plan is towers turn dust, and the question is, but again, this is more of a brainstorming session because Mystic Bazaar wanted one where she's like, how do you wrap her head around what or how this could have been done, and tied it in with the Hudson effect and so on. Only, yeah. So Imperishable Star says, if only Judy Wood would get on Tucker, we'd know then if he was working for Truth or CIA. Yeah. That's I would like to see the day when Tucker Carlson gets her on the show, but and if he does, he probably might pull out the Patrick but David antics. So anyways, so here is the trailer. This is a lamppost. So the first responders, they actually thought that this was the antenna. Anyways, speaking confused, but anyways, doctor, I know no one's confusing people. I'm not gonna be confusing anybody. There's different ways of doing stuff. Anyways, I just like doing stuff. Anyways, so I'm gonna play this trailer right here. So, but anyways, doctor, if you wanna chime in, you could chime in. Anyways, what is it happening? We already know about Tucker. Yeah. This person is asking. Yeah, so Tucker is obviously a scammer, and things. If he had Judy Wood on, he'd probably pull the Patrick but David antics. Anyways. I'm gonna play the trailer for this one right here. So again, before anybody chimes in, I'm just gonna say this is a lamppost that was at ground level, and then after 9/11, it was still at ground level, and the first responders thought it was the top of the 300-foot antenna on the North Tower, so they thought it was, and apparently 19 feet of the top survived. So we'll play it right here. Trailer. I'm gonna play it over here. Also, speaking of Tucker says don't Google search directed energy weapons. I'm like, what? All right, anyways, this is one of my better trailers. So 110 stories at ground level. Think about what he just said there.
110 stories at ground level.
110 stories at ground level.
If you get a shot, you'll see the antenna that was on top of the tower. It's at ground level.
And yet there are no people to be seen.
Also note that there, yet there's no people to be seen. So it's so again, there's very little like visible bodies in that giant wreckage. So that's interesting. So see this giant, this is like a 300-foot antenna, and then 19 foot of it was actually survived and put in the I think it was put in the Memorial Museum. But then these guys thought it was the top of it. So they literally thought that they were standing on top of the WDC when in fact they were on ground level before and after 9/11, which is, again, wrap your head around that is mind-boggling.
Moment of perspective. Look at the Trade Center towers before the attack. Tower number 1 held a 300-foot mast used for television transmitters. Firefighters believe this is the tip of that mast today, standing upright but at ground level. At
ground level, they thought it was that. This is absolute mind-boggling, and they're all standing and looking at it. How could they not realize it's a lamppost? Did somebody tell them it's an antenna?
Upright but at ground level. By late afternoon, a fireman carried an American flag to the mast and raised it. Fellow firefighters wept as the stars and stripes flew in the smoke-filled sky and remained above them as they worked into twilight's last gleaming.
Yeah, this is, and then I use the AI music there. This is the lamppost at ground level before the towers turn to dust. So you see at ground level. It's like the same height almost as after. And there's the Liberty Plaza sphere. Yeah, some epic AI music. Yeah, and there's another photo. This is a lamppost still at ground level after the towers turn to dust. So it's like, it's almost the exact same height. You go back here. It's like literally, almost, yeah, it's literally ground level. This is absolutely mind-boggling. And there's the exterior lobby columns, and there's the stairwell B or stairway B. That survivors there. So it's like the towers literally disappeared, and this Liberty Plaza sphere is not crushed. It's, again, this is mind-boggling stuff. Okay, yeah, Methamano says, can we go over the Epstein files have 1999 through 2001 missing? Yeah, that's interesting. I do want to confirm if that is. I want to see how would I confirm that? Yeah, and again, there is, it's eerie. They're at ground level, and there's like a big hole there or something. And yeah, it's it's like when alt media influencers don't realize the depths of this, and especially with that David A. Fetzer guy or Hughes, saying that the sphere, it was like a miracle that the steel didn't hit it or something. Like, what? That didn't crush it. I'm like, is this guy insane? All right. No, these photos are absolutely amazing. Look at that. And again, and then there was some disinfo spooks on Twitter. They're saying there's a lot of rubble, and they would like zoom into like the steel section here. But I'm like, are you guys insane? The towers are massive, and this is like ground level. And now here, see, there's a sphere. There's a ground level right here they're walking on. It's like literally, and yeah, it's just eerie. Oh no, that's amazing. 9/11 revisionist, send a link. Yeah, this was yeah, the article here. I was gonna cover this one. Since we're in mood of the sphere. So before we get to the sphere one, I'm gonna show this one here, and I'll show you the David A. Hughes guy who like out himself as a like the biggest clown since Fetzer. If you go to reply and all this stuff, I hate these tracking codes. If you if you go this one right here. So again, this guy's an absolute he just fooled himself. If you go to sphere. So he's saying, admittedly, the survival of the sphere. Let's see right here. Yeah. Dr. Judy, they had to leave a little bit of rubble, otherwise it'd be too obvious. Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, it's literally obvious. It's like, but the thing is, I think it's the power of suggestion. Like those people thought that the lamppost was the top of the antenna. I'm like, have they not realized? Have they never seen a lamppost in their life? Like, anyone been there? Okay. Yeah, it's like, has anybody ever been to New York City? So there's a lamppost there. Does anyone know what a lamppost is? Once someone tells them, hey, it's an antenna, they probably thinking, wait, why is an antenna at the ground level? Anyways, did you know there was a fire in the WTC in 1974? Again, I don't know. These are a lot of info. So anyways, so this is literally David A. Fetzer. Admittedly, the survival of the quote sphere by Fritz Koenig, situated roughly where the word center is in the above diagram, also requires an explanation, given that it was directly in the line of debris ejected from WTC 1 and 2. Okay, so this guy right here saying that the orphans, and that he doesn't show WTC 3 and 4. He says that the WTC 3, 4, 5, and 6 were you know, turned big portions of it to dust because of falling steel or something. And then he draws a diagram of where the WTC fallout the towers would go. And then look at the intersection right here. The intersection with the most damaged zone is where the sphere is. Again, where that letter C is, and it's not crushed. So it's like, all right. So this rules out every single thing he said about falling steel. So anyways, he's saying it requires explanation. He says, having said that, the sphere was very low to the ground, and given that the material was ejected upward and outwards with enormous energy, it is possible that large sections went over the top of it while the rest turned to dust. So it went over the top of it. And it's low again, but then ignores that the what about the this right here? So this went over the top of this, and then didn't touch this one, and it's nowhere to be found on the ground. So what is? And also the thing is, this right here is higher than the building 6 bottom of it, than the ground level building 6. This one I got the idea actually from Conspiracy Realist. All right, I'm gonna go right here. Building 6. This is the yeah, this building. Okay, this is building 6. So building 6. Yeah, if you actually there's photos from inside, but it's at ground level. It's like literally ground level. And you can see all 8 floors of it, and that's building 6. And then this is like just and this is literally at ground level, and then the building's gone right here. So it's like, well, where is it falling into? Anyway, so the point is, building 6. I'm gonna go say OKC. Yeah, so building 6 literally is at ground level right there. So you can count up the floors. I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyways, so it's 8, and this is ground level, right? There's some falling steel, but where's the building? There's some steel. Where's the building? And it's at ground level. So my point is, this guy's saying that it was very low to the ground, but I'm like, this is higher than the ground, which is building 6, and he's saying building 6 was done by falling steel. So in other words, the guy is just on something. He's just lying to you. Lying to everybody. The sphere did get damaged. And your point, it wasn't crushed. Like, are people blind? It wasn't crushed by 2 500-ton buildings. And also, the other part is, yeah, so it wasn't crushed by these buildings. It wasn't crushed. Like, and the thing is, there's not a single photo that I've seen of any steel actually embedded in it. So it was damaged, but from what? And again, and here this is goes to the letter or the if I go to peak, so I'm working on a article on Hive, and I'll post on Telegram as well. If I go to my drafts, view drafts. So this one is on right here, Dear David A. Fetzer. So I'm working on this one right here. So again, here's I put these notes right here. So there's the towers coming down into like nothing, and then there's okay. See that sphere? That's a little tiny sphere. There's a sphere. Yeah, okay, 500, yeah, 500,000 ton. Yeah, 500,000 tons, not 500 ton. Yeah. So each one of these 500,000 tons, and and again, the sphere has like it's not crushed. It's not crushed. Okay, there's some damage, but there's no actual steel in it anyways. So is everybody seeing what I'm seeing? It's like a giant football field of just like ground level debris, and these buildings are massive, like massive. And this is one I always compare with just to give you an idea about scale, because it's the thing a lot of people don't quite understand the scale building. So this is here's to compare this right here. So this is this right here. This is the Plasko building. There's a building fire in 2017 in Iran. See that height of it? The height of it is about building 6 height. And then compare the rubble sizes. The rubble, there's this one, and it falls down in here. The rubble, and you can see these trucks on the bottom there. This is literally if I go to zoom in. Yeah, so these trucks right here, and that's the rubble size. The rubble is bigger than the WTC. It's like the rubble pile on this one is bigger than WTC. There's a truck right here. This truck looks pretty like pretty big compared to this one, like relative in terms of the perspective. So in other words, this rubble pile right here is lower than this one, and that's just a tiny building. And these guys are walking ground level, and you can just see like the exoskeleton, and also some of these we checked. This is one the doctor yeah pointed out. It's like notice how it's sticking up. Like these ones are sticking into the ground somehow, and these were the wheat checks falling on it. So like it somehow just fused to the ground or something. Like how come it's not falling down? Like what? That's just bizarre. And this too as well. It just stuck like implanted in the ground somehow. And then there's the I think that's the stairway B. Anyways, so again, look at the scale is massive difference. So that's the scale of it. It's a little tiny building, has a bigger rubble pile than 2 of these. All right, so yeah, so going back to that this guy is an absolute creep, the sphere guy. So anyways, and then he says, as for WTC, there was certainly some debris from the adjacent WTC1 visible inside WTC6, but it was at ground level, with the main hole predictably falling in line with WTC. Okay, so he's saying that this was falling steel, but then there's no actual building there. Buildings don't fall and disappear. Yeah, they fell and stabbed to the ground. No, I know the stab, but it's a weird thingy. It's like I bet you if you drop a bunch of steel like this, 1,000 times, they're probably not gonna stick point perfectly up like that. I think they're gonna like flatten out. I'm just thinking about it, like just if you just drop a bunch of steel, they're just not gonna stick like that. And these are heavy mega tons. I think these would like fall down. I don't know. I'll have to demonstrate that. Like it will be like these. But even then, it's all just everything's so weird. Okay, fire in WTC in 1974, yet not much damage to WTC. Yeah, but also again, this right here is conclusive proof that David A. Hughes is a lying dirtbag. Anyways, so I'll be writing this letter about him. The guy is an absolute clown show. Again, this stems from him calling the observation that there's a giant hurricane or outside 9/11. I mean, outside NYC on 9/11. He said he was calling that a hypothesis or something, or a theory, or a quote coincidence. Yeah, they fell and slammed to the ground like straw on trees. No, I know, but that's what I mean. Like straw on trees is not a normal phenomenon. So what I'm trying to say is it wasn't a normal phenomenon of just like falling naturally. It's definitely some sort of technology induced mechanism to stab on the ground. Anyways, well, yeah, stab or place. It's just somehow as it fell, it just somehow like fused to the ground. Anyways, that's that part there. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the sphere here. So this is the untold sphere. This is secret in plain sight. The Twin Towers sphere, the Austin J. Tobin Plaza, 27-foot high sphere reveals truths most cannot handle. This is from 9/11 Revisionist. Yeah, this is again the scale of this is mind-blowing. And then remember below I showed that the lamppost, you can't even see it from this angle, and yet it survives. The tower doesn't. So the lamppost and the sphere survive. The tower doesn't. Just wrap your head around that. So and see, there's the lamppost right here. There's a lamppost right here, and according to Mr. Clown Show, Fetzer right here, Fetzer 2.0, modern Fetzer. Yeah, so it's like this is ground level. Like what's going on here? The guy is not a serious person. He's not serious any bit. Anyways, I want to focus on here. So yeah, there's the Liberty Plaza sphere. The thing was the 9/11, like the photos tell everything. It's like they literally tell you everything. And then as cataloged by the doctor. It's like, this is, yeah, look at that. and these lobby columns are right there. Anyways, I have to drive home the point constantly. Again, yeah, there's the ground level, and there's the lamppost over there. And there, yeah, there's that as well. And yeah, and again, ground level, and there's no giant rubble pile. And so a lot of people say, yeah, the rubble pile and so on, but it's like, if anybody has any dealing with steel, as like especially heavy duty structural steel, the pile's gonna be quite large. I would say probably, like, first of all, the building's not gonna fall, but also to get the actual, like, yeah, basically to get the steel to like separate from all of its hinges, and also not fall in a jig-jagged way where you have a lot of empty space in between. It's very, very hard. So likely, I would say like 30 floors high. 30, like, it would be taller than this building over there in the back. That's how tall I think the WTC the steel is. And again, just to give you an example of that, is from here. Just I want to drive home the point. Like, steel does not do that. If you go to, this is the compilation I did with Norman and Conspiracy Realist. All right, so if we go right here, also notice the electromagnetic effect right there. It is, yeah. So it's like, the fascinating thing is, like, yeah, this is all this is all, like, obviously real physics is not gonna do this, mainstream physics. This is just Bazaar turning into a giant dust pile. But also, like, it's all at the ground level. There's nothing there, like almost nothing there. It's fat, and you can see them all frothing up in the dust. And then there's the giant 900-foot spire or core column. And again, it's like core column. These are like literally giant floors. But the scale of 9/11 of the New York City, these buildings are so big that,
yes, I am, Michael.
Yeah, people don't quite grasp this. And then also this one, I think it goes down slightly faster, or as fast or slightly faster than the gravity.
We just saw that as well. The second tower, the only one that was standing, tower number 1.
And yeah, so here is the Charlie Roy Monison steel bridge. Notice, so this is a steel demolition one. They break all the hinges, and it's like, you notice that it falls down. Yet the building is steel, and there's a lot of the connections are still there. And it's like nothing. It's like the height of it's still gonna be pretty much the same height. So if we go right here, yeah. And now here, this one, I did this. I used the basically I did every like second I'll match up with gravity, and you can see this goes down slightly faster. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, this right here, it's gonna be still like roughly the same size. So like, well, what is turning the steel, like, on the left side into a giant dust pile? So it's like, yeah, that's
There goes the second tower. Unfucking believable.
And there's the again, everything just turning dust. Yeah. Okay, I want to drive the point home on this. I'll do that because I had the another one, 9/11 observable evidence, and also another thing I started doing was peak 9/11. So I put every single thumbnail, because I like thumbnails, inside this thing here, right here, including the live stream thumbnails. So this is my 9/11 Truth Hive article with links and everywhere. So if I go straight up to this one here. This one is not there's not a collapse again. NIST, I cannot believe how, like, they got paid to do a report about the collapse, and then they only did everything until the initiation of collapse, and then they ignored everything. I'm like, how did they get away with this? Okay, I'm gonna watch this right here. But I want to show in this part right here, because they showed a slow, like a back and forward, forward and backward motion of the spire turn dust, which is, I think, quite amazing right here. Okay, this is right here, I think, and also. These are core columns. Like, these are absolute massive, and this looks like spaghetti right there. We're made of super strong, thick structural steel. Okay. Note the falling steel columns with thick trailing dust above. The location of the central core columns is outlined. Yeah, this is the animation I want to see. It goes forward and backward.
Note the same falling
Yeah, once I'm done talking there.
and dustifying columns. The core columns make up a huge structure, and they tower above the 47 stories tall Building 7.
Yeah, so Building 7, I think it was like 600 and something feet tall. Let's go Building 7, wiki, 911 height. Let's see what this is, the pre... Yeah, okay, 610 feet. This is 7 World Trade Center. This is the old one. Let's go the pre... let's go the... 2000s. Yeah, this is the 2000s. Opened on no, not this one, not the 2000s. Where's the early one? How come it doesn't show the early World Trade Center? Original World Trade Center. Okay, this is, why doesn't it just show the original? Okay, original 7 World Trade Center. This is the original one. And you can see the height right here. So 610 feet. And if you look at this right here, let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, anyways. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the NIST report was like I went through a lot. It's just a lot of like nonsense details. Like just the towers are in dust. Like what's actually happening? Okay, very cool inducer. Yeah, so right here, notice yeah, so this is 610 feet. This is like almost this is like almost double. It's like 40% higher. Let's play right here. Note that 5 floors of the core columns is approximately 60 feet tall. Yeah, and that's 5 floors. So think about this. A regular house is 2 floors. So your house is right here. These are like 3 floors, 3 houses. Okay. Yeah, this is
Dust is pouring out of every floor of the core columns.
Yeah. Okay, it zooms. It goes back, forward and backward. Look at this. It just turns dust back in dust. Back in the physical dust.
It's difficult to accept how deep.
Okay, this is, let's mute the person talking. This is just, again, and then it goes back in and out. In and out. That's just fascinating. Yeah, so you can see every single floor. Okay. Let's see, there's a few more. Yeah, alright, that's fascinating stuff. Yeah, so yeah, the doctor's saying, yeah, the NIST report had, yeah, it was a lot of padding. So if you want if you want to have a bulletproof wall, put the NIST report on it. It's just literally a bunch of nonsense. I think I have the NIST report here. NIST report. I think I put it in there. NIST report. Yeah, this was I mentioned here. Investigation into yeah, it says right here. There's a full PDF of this NIST report. NC star. It's like huge, but they don't cover anything. So this is something people have to wrap their head around. This is the final report on the collapse of the World Trade Center towers. 302 pages. All right. Let's see. And then let's go to initiation of collapse. Okay, so if you go to, it says right here, approach, tells you their approach right here. So basically they're saying, to meet these goals, NIST complemented in its in-house expertise with an array of specialists and key technical areas. In all, over 200 staff contributed to the investigation. 200 people contributed. NIST and its contractors compiled and reviewed tens of thousands of pages of documents, conducted interviews with over 1,000 people who had been on the scene, who had been involved with the design, construction, and maintenance of the WTC, analyzed 236 pieces of steel that were obtained from the wreckage, performed laboratory tests, measured material properties, and performed computer simulations of the sequence of events that happened from the instant of aircraft impact to the initiation of collapse. So in other words, not the collapse itself. Yeah. Yeah, and they didn't. So basically, they did all this until the point of quote collapse, and nothing else there. Yeah, and then I think they had a okay. They put there's another thingy in there. Yes, it's right here. So it says they have a footer now. In their footer, the focus of the investigation was on the sequence of events from the instant of aircraft impact to the initiation of collapse for each tower. Each tower, for brevity in this report. This sequence is referred to as the probable collapse sequence. I just ignore the probable. Although includes little analysis of the structural behavior of the tower after the conditions for collapse initiation were reached and collapse became inevitable. This is like, I don't know. I don't know if this is pretty funny. And there's another one. Oh, they put this in as well. Yeah, so they put that again. It's like, what are they investigating? Yeah, let's assume. Yeah, and they also said let's assume there's an airplane impact and so on. Yeah, so, so it's like final part on of the collapse, but they excluded every single thing after. So what I'm trying to say is, so here is the, so here's what they ignore. I'll go back to this thing here. Yeah, I know. Again, they go over a lot of material properties and all that of it. Did I have it open? The final report. Yeah. So if they go properties. Let's see what they have. They have all these people in there. It looks like there's a bunch of stuff, but there's literally nothing. Okay, yeah, probable hypothetical sequence. Yeah, so they have a hypothetical sequence, a probable one, and analysis of steel structural. They ignored the, again, structural collapse, and then they, yes, let's see what it has right here. And it's like the amount of stuff they do right here. Recommendations for stuff. Yeah, there's diagrams. There's all WTCs. Yeah, and this again, if you're telling me a aluminum aircraft's going through these, I have several things to sell to you. And the other part is going back to the scale. Again, this is 208 feet wide. I'll show this one again. I've shown it before. 208 feet. Let's go Hussein. Yeah, Hussein Bolt. So yeah. So I made this one right here. I made this animation. So each tower was 208 feet or 63.34 meters. This is the equivalent of Usain Bolt running for approximately 6.3 seconds in his record 100-meter sprint. There's no way a fragile aluminum Boeing plane can glide through 63 meters of exterior steel columns, aluminum cladding, office material, eternal steel core columns, and certainly not before a delayed explosion on out of it. So I just wanted to show right here. So here's Usain Bolt, and then I took him running there, put it inside here, so you can literally see him running. I'll play this right here.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gate.
So that's how long it takes for him to run there, and is the world record pace. So 63 meters, he's running.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gate.
Yeah, so think about how many houses that'll be. 208 feet, so each house would be probably I was thinking how many feet, like 30 feet. It's probably like 8 houses, 8 to 10 houses. Yeah, like that's how massive these thingies are. And then the doctor mentioned a good one right here. Basically, I think I'll have to do one if I get a chance. Basically, have the world record quarter-mile runner, and then put it on the like make the towers sideways, and then have him run the entire thing. And then just imagine those disappear faster than the guy running a quarter mile. And also it's also like faster than gravity fall. All right, so that's that part. Let's continue on with the journey right here. I want to continue with this right here, the untold. Yeah, again, this part right here. It's like, again, Hughes. I don't know how he can. How does he get away with it? Like, how does he get away with this nonsense? And also, what I find interesting was, so he made this article in his new website where you need to be a paid member to comment. Yes, you need to be an actual paid member. So you can't even like go in there and say, hey, you're an absolute clown show, unless you pay him. Yeah, and now it's like ad hominem attacks. Well, no, David Hughes is literally a clown, and then you can book it. It's actual factual. It's also it's not ad hominem. It's like an absolute accurate statement. Anyone that covers that, anyone that says this sphere, the falling steel went over it somewhere, and literally have nowhere else, and also yeah. Anyways, ignoring that there's giant towers did not crush this steel. This Liberty Plaza sphere. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So let's continue on this part right here. Yeah, there's untold story here again. I really like this article. He put a lot of photos in here. Norman, great job on this. Right here. I think he had some videos right here. Music playing is eerie. Was truly eerie. What was the music? I didn't see it. No, I don't want to copyright stuff. Yeah, these photos are pretty. Oh yeah, this is the music playing in the background of this one here. I remember this one. Yeah, so the music is like, yeah, this is the music that was playing while this was turning dust. The Substack is full of those type of income table posts to non-club idiots. That's but again, he did that strategically, so Norman can't go and put his comments on there, and I can't go and call him a giant clown on his thing. So he wants a what's it called? No pushback. So this is the music playing at the Liberty Plaza Sphere, and again, the guy's standing pretty much next to it. Yeah. Right, somebody says, why did you turn NPC? Who's turning NPC? Anyways, Norman, I can't make it full screen. It's like I have a giant computer. It will like the full screen cover ignores everything. Does it show everything? Yeah, it will have it cropped out. I don't know how it looked like full screen. I don't know how it looks like. Yeah, the thing is, you have to realize my computer is massive. Okay, just to give you an example, this is why yeah, I don't know why Substack doesn't have it. YouTube has it sideway. If I go to Moon, so people don't realize my computer is massive. Okay, so here's the Moon, my nephew. So my computer is massive. So if I make it full screen, it will cover up like so it will be bigger than the whole thing. So I need to. That's why I need to have it so that it's not basically. So the video. That's why like YouTube, you can make it. For example, here trailer, you can do instead of full screen, you can do full screen like this, but there's also a browser full screen. That's what I want. That's what I prefer. There is. Anyways, let's go back to. I'm gonna keep playing this one. I just want to see when it falls down. Okay, it looks good on full screen. I'll do that. Okay, okay. Norman says it looks good. Let's play it. Okay. I noticed the fuming here. It looks like which building is this? But it looks like there's some fuming coming from the building, like the orphan one. Yeah, notice the trees right here. It's like, yeah, the trees are still standing. So something got rid of all of the foliage, well, most of it. Yet it's still, and I've seen cars like toasted next to trees like this. So it's like, what's causing toasted cars, but not, and there's a bunch of paper here, but then trees do still remain in paper. At the plaza. And the doctor's saying, where are the speakers of that? Yeah, I'm not sure where that is, but the thing is, it's a plaza, so they probably have random music like that. But yeah, that is just strange. It is eerie. Okay. Okay, Frank, who's this guy? Frank, the steel was never shipped. Was there some guy saying it was shipped? Lex Wexner deposition. All these people talking about random stuff. Any idea how much turned dust? Didn't they end up recovering, selling over 200,000 tons of steel? No, they didn't. Like, what's the guy suspicious they shipped it overseas? No, Franklin, are you blind? What we're showing you right here is most of the steel was turned to dust before it even fell to the ground. In other words, this photo right here, it's like most of the building is gone. So in other words, it wasn't shipped to China. There's not 200,000. There isn't that much rubble to begin with. So how's the guy saying stuff? All right. Never. Okay, this guy never forgot. Natalie Moonchild heard your first game. Yeah, epic stuff. Rest of the native. Always with the best comments. All right. Let's go continue on. Not this clown show. Okay, there is. Yeah, this is mind-boggling. Yeah, so the guy that here was saying it was shipped to China. At least the steel lost all its integrity. I've never seen that before or since what is left at an age. Yeah, but I'm saying this right here, this the sphere and this lamppost and the lobby columns, they weren't crushed by anything. In other words, they didn't ship the steel to China before they hit the ground. It's like that's basically what you're saying when people say that they ship it to China. I'm like, before it hit the ground. Like, how do they do that? Anyways, yeah, this sphere is next level. And apparently the person who designed the sphere, they made it like the Mecca, the cube, so that they kind of, where people walk around it. So that was the apparently the idea of it. And then I think it's my video. I think
everybody's working together.
Oh no, it's a full
For
video.
a worked.
Yeah, it doesn't have my disclaimers there saying that those guys. I think you should put the disclaimer just so it's not the mess, but you made it right there. Yeah, you said it already. People thought they found the antenna. But again, it was only, I think, 9, and that's interesting, 19 feet of the antenna was survived. If you go right here, North Tower, 19 feet antenna survived. But it was like 300 feet, but it only has to be 19. Okay, Max, bro, you turned, so again, out of nowhere, what's wrong with you? I don't see any hair in your head. Who's this guy talking about? Mabs, what, are we talking to... If people act like, I'll call them out. Yeah, I've been working hard not to get whacked, but now I don't know how much longer. Who's whacking or what's going on here? This is kind of music. Anyways, what's going on here? Did you see Lex? No, I didn't see that. Who's the innocent person? I don't know what this guy's talking about. Why does he keep asking stuff in the thing here? Okay, anyways, I have no idea what's going on. Just send me a link in the Telegram. And then I'll search that up. Also here, I'm going to the moon, apparently.
Ready for launch, Captain?
To the moon, zoom, zoom.
Engines engaged, hold on.
Wow, moon big.
Yeah, we're going to the moon to see if the Artemis program is actually going to the moon. So, there's me.
Ready for launch?
All right, that's pretty epic. I think Mabs either hired. No, well, Mabs has been around in the chat before. He was a pretty good guy. But anyways, I don't know what's going on. Just guys, go easy. I wrote in the wrong chat. Okay, so OMG guys, I wrote in the wrong chat. Okay, so yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, anyways, yeah. So Mabs has been a good guy. Past yeah, I haven't seen him do anything shitty. Anyways, just give the benefit of the doubt until unless he doesn't say anything but you know any positive things about David Hughes. Okay, this guy here, Saturn. I think it's David A. Hughes and Jim Fetzer. Yeah, David A. Hughes is Fetzer. It was one and the same. I would assume and agree with your hypothesis, especially when you factor in toasted cars. A hypothesis, there's no hypothesis. I'm like, tires are dust, cars are toasted. Very little heat. There's a bunch of papers. In jumper stripping and jumping 100 stories to your death, what would you expect when you attack with duo? Well, again, what would you expect if your body's feeling heat and it's painful? Like. It's like I think the doctor made this analogy. If you touch a hot stove, what's your first reaction? Get it off there. Like so imagine your whole body feels like that. But it's like from a microwave source. Imagine you were inside a microwave oven. What would you be doing? You'd be running around without caring about there's a giant like that you're 1,000 feet in the air. Yeah, so that's that part. I just want to yeah. So Noah's article is pretty epic. It's still going. It's still got epic stuff there. I don't know. Yeah, and engineers found much of the 7-story basement is intact. Yeah, and also like the rubble didn't go through this sphere. Have you read Hughes' reply to my article? Maybe work to my article to Hughes. Yeah, no, I've read both. I'll be making a article on it. I'll be making mine right here. This right here. But interesting note right here. I actually think I think he may have purposely he purposely worded this so that weirdly, but anyways, we'll discuss that there. So I'll be writing a Dear Dr. A. Fetzer one that replies to his, and I'll be basically including yours as well. Okay, yeah. Last guy would talk down to use, man. Unique content will be around to support as long as you're active. Yeah, thanks. Epic stuff. Okay, we have the showery guy. Okay, yeah, that guy. Yeah, how's it going? Wish I could support with more money. But in real, shit expensive. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, thanks. And yeah, it's all good. Yeah, anyways, I'll be replying to I'll be doing this Dear David A. Fetzer. That Hughes guy is an absolute clown. Let's go. Including the sub-basement, it should have been 10 to 13 story debris. Why did they not find a file coming with a building held 100,000 of them? And yeah, but also the basements were barely damaged. And also the buildings are, the basement is seven floors. It's like 70 feet to bedrock. 70 feet to bedrock is a third of the width of the building. So it's tiny. Basement, tiny. It's relatively tiny, and it was barely damaged. So it's like, and there's like literally, you can hear an echo. So again, when I say it's barely, yeah, it's tiny. That's the basement. Like that's 70 feet to bedrock. That's 7 floors. Roughly 10 feet is a floor. Always think about that. Roughly 10 feet. Think about your room. Roughly 10 feet is a floor. David A. Fetzer thought it was Jim. No, David A. Hughes. David A. Hughes equals Fetzer 2.0. So this is the Dear David A. Fetzer, professor of German studies. David A. Hughes has recently revealed himself to be just another 9/11 spook, this time modeling himself as Jim Fetzer 2.0. Yeah, so that's the beginning of the article. I'll be going, and interesting, I literally called him out in June 9th, 2025, when Conspiracy Realist, when he informed me that David Hughes had made bogus claim. He made the bogus claim that buildings 3, 4, 5, and 6 were merely damaged by, quote, falling steel. Then I made a Telegram post, and apparently he got word of it. Yeah, so got it. Cheers. Yeah, where have you been gone, sir? 2 long days. Yeah, I'll be doing every other week streams for even the math ones. Just gives me more time to prepare. Anyways, I want to continue on. See what else got in here. Yeah, this is also basement. Find much of the 7. So again, 7 stories. Seven stories. Think about when you think of story. Think about how tall. Like for example, how tall is like the room you're in or the house you're in, like the floor that you're in. And think about normal people are like between 5 and 6 feet tall. So then just add a few more feet. So roughly 10 feet, just round it up. 10 feet is a floor. So seven stories is 70 feet. So it's pretty tiny. The basement floors. And again, this is just frothing up in the dust. This is mind-boggling. And where's this from?
It was quite obvious that that sphere, the damaged sphere, was the obvious choice.
The sphere, a 27-foot-high steel and bronze sculpture, had sat atop a granite fountain in the World Trade Center plaza. After the attack, it was moved to what resembled a triage for injured building parts at John F. Kennedy International Airport. Here, the Port Authority safeguarded relics of the World Trade Center for possible integration into a memorial.
So I'm gonna mute the audio of the music. I just want
to go out and look at it and see whether there was anything salvageable. How damaged is it? How much of the internal skeleton is still intact? How much of it is still intact inside the base?
I don't know how they got it here, but getting it where we've got to take it and having it there in the same condition it is today is going to be a trick. It's pretty ripped up, but we're taking some measurements and we got some ideas how we can lay it out.
Location switched from Battery Park City to Battery Park itself, and so that's when we really got it going so that we could start measuring it up and getting the details finished and putting it all together.
Fritz Koenig, the sculptor, came there to look at it and actually helped us in terms of where some of the pieces were and how we would orient and put it back together. And he had in his hand a miniature model of the globe that he had all these years, I guess, and he held it up and he was showing us, you know, this is the way it went together and this is the way it was oriented, this is how it looked.
This is a big eye, okay. And it's open, it's a long distance.
But you want to look at the castle.
Yeah. It's open. Yeah.
Right.
But
Our nature is to create, not deconstruct. There is heart in the work that we do at the site, but there was a whole lot of meaning in this because it was sort of putting something back together rather than taking it apart.
World peace through free trade was the inspiration for the sphere, which once stood at the World Trade Center. It survived.
Also, notice this the date here: Sphere Memorial Dedication, March 11th. That's the pandemic day. 3/11 is when 2020 was when, and in 20 yeah, okay, 3/11. This is 2002. Move a 2 over. That's the when the WHO World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. This is quite. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this one. Okay,
the collapse of the Twin Towers. It survived at the World Trade Center. It survived the collapse of the Twin Towers, as did the idea that catalyzed its creation.
I think the lessons that we can take away from the process of the temporary memorial are really good ones. We chose the element, we chose the location, and indeed, when different stakeholders were in the same room, they had different opinions, and we found a solution. And I think everyone's pretty happy with it.
What's that noise? Oh, that's the I think this part here. Yeah, anyways, yeah. That's what depth is this music? This is part of this thingy there. What I want to show is yeah, I want to take that screenshot I took. That's pretty fascinating. So if I go all the way down here, yeah, so power is on. I'm gonna click right here. Yeah, so click right here. This is quite so 3/11 2020. Okay, like what in the world is going on here? So that's the 3/11 2002 BS 3/11 2020 pandemic COVID declared a pandemic. And also there's another thing I want to I never used Substack before. Is it like Patreon? Substack? Yeah, well you can use you can post stuff. I posted Substack. Yeah, but this is yeah, Substack's pretty good at it's like a lot of people are on there and you can get emails straight to it. But again, it's centralized. It's not someplace you need digital ID. I'm the youngest here, so I will not know all the things. Yeah, no worries. You can go on Substack, follow yeah, Norman Nyland Richards is big time on there. Yeah, and the other thing I want to see, yeah, this is a pretty epic article. It's what I also want to do is, I think I've done it before on this one here. I'm gonna archive on the I'll put on the blockchain because I was trying to get Norman to put these stuff on the blockchain. Vote not but okay. I'm gonna just archive it. I think have I done it before? Untold 221. Okay, so I don't know. Have I actually? Maybe incomplete. Let's see how it looks like. I just want to put all the text and some of the photos. Yeah, all the photos will get on there. I think I have done it. Did I publish immediately? It will check if I made a mistake up there or not. MES. Okay. Put my private key or password in here. 1 second. Yeah, this is what I usually do. Okay, so I put it on the Hive blockchain. So now it's got the hash there. I'm trying to get to it. Yeah. Norman, it would be great if you can post it. But anyways, so I do this right here. I use this archive thingy someone made. So now I just put it on the blockchain right there. But I have the things burned. So basically it has all your text. And the images should, I thought the images should load up. Where's the images? Okay, okay, there's images. Yeah, so we got I got all the images. And it tells you, the cool thing about this is, It tells you the hash. So if you ever update it again, so if you click the archive, it will know that you changed something. It will know, yeah, so it will know that you changed on this date. And this will be used, again, this is very valuable for the Hive AI that's being developed. Okay, so this is pretty cool stuff. Okay, yeah, this guy, yeah, so the guy in my chat's 17 years old, yeah, so yeah, he's follows for the math and stuff. And Nano Richards was 23 on the day. Excellent, that's pretty good. Yeah, I forgot how old I was. I think I was like 10 years younger than that. All right, so that was that. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, we'll be dealing with this Hughes guy a bit more as well, just because, yeah, the guy's just an absolute clown show. Like, how in the world does he get he gets interviewed with like when he first started with Alex Jones, out of all people, and they never mentioned 9/11. It's like, what? What are these people? Okay, so let's continue back onto this the notes right here. Actually, I'll open this so I can edit stuff. Did you steal my article, put it on the blockchain? Well, it's yeah, well, I put it on there as a just to keep it. It's like archiving. So I usually archive it as well, so that yeah, so people so that if someone can't watch because of the thingy. Yeah, so it's not stealing. It's just putting on the blockchain. I use the archive thing, but the author words are burned. So basically, I don't get money directly from the I don't get money from this one. They get burned, which is pretty good actually, deflationary. Yeah, so I do yeah, so I do this a lot on things that are important. For example, the White House and Trump saying they signed executive order to this is one of the wildest things. So Trump says, based on tremendous interest shown, I'll be directing the Secretary of War and us, Secretary of War. So yeah, they changed it from Department of Defense and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to aliens and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomenons, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs. So UAP, UFO, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America. Alright, this is pretty good. Hive pays weekly views. No, they don't. They don't pay weekly. They pay weekly is the payout of the article, but you don't get from the views. You get from the upvotes. But these votes are burned. So these ones, I don't get money for this one. Yeah, I don't get money for that. I get money. These ones I get money for. The ones that have these red. Payout there, see, beneficiaries, null 100. Only the people that vote get it. So you can vote and they'll get part of the curation words. But anyways, I put other stuff like that, like this one here, Amazon. So Amazon plans to replace more than 500,000 jobs. So apparently Amazon will soon have more robots working for them than humans. And that's quite wild. So what I've been doing is I also put Mystic Bazaar's articles straight on here. Just so things don't disappear. It's like as long as I have the text form. So even though this doesn't look nice, like for example, this puts it on here. You can make it. You can have the thingy like program it to make it better. But once the AI has this, you can literally just manipulate this as you want. Because once you have the data and it's like timestamped on the blockchain, and you know if anything's changed. Okay. It's an important note. If any of you watching want to have a one-on-one 9/11 evidence-based discussion, just hit me up in my email. Then you can find my for sure. Yeah, if you want to discuss 9/11, get on it with them. Okay, Shari says, first time you thought Rumble was some kind of dating app. Yeah, no, I think it's Bumble. All right. Okay, I'm going to put Norman's article on here. Sphere, Substack, Untold Story. Oops. And also what I also do is, this is another thing I do. I also archive this one just so in case I didn't do it. Because I have read this before, just archive it. Because again, you never know when things disappear. I was joking with MS. Reply to everyone on my Rumble, so please excuse me for not realizing what your comment was. Yeah. Okay, no worries, no worries. I just wanna. Okay, now it's archiving there. So that is one thing I am pretty good at. Okay, this is Mystic Bazaar. Okay, this is Dear. Yeah, this is the Dear David A. Fetzer. All right. I'm gonna go to the Sphere. Didn't I include it? I'm gonna go right here. Liberty Plaza Sphere. Put the article. Let's put this right here. Whoops. This article about the Sphere. All right, so that's that part. Yeah, so we covered that. We covered a bunch of other stuff, and yeah, I'll continue. Okay, that's Secret in Plain Sight. Yeah, and again, the fact that David A. Fetzer literally downplays the Sphere Like it's just so sad. Like I don't understand. And again, this is why he doesn't want to. Even why he ran away from a MES live stream, because again the guy is just just ridiculous. Anyways, so this final report. Yeah, there's this one. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Yeah, so so we'll see when Mystic Bazaar, when she's back, we'll possibly do the stream either next week or another one. Maybe not next week, just because I have to prepare for in 2 weeks. I have a live stream with benefactor Ben Factor from Beneficent TV to discuss the his free energy tech. All right. Anyways, so the thumbnail was taken from Mystic Bazaar's profile on X, and there's a stairwell be uncrushed inside the North Tower. This is the photo. Again, this is just mind-boggling. Absolute mind-boggling. So trailer taken from the trailer was taken from my exterior lobby columns, and I also modified it to look cool. And also I want to give a thanks to the super thanks. Okay, 911 Vision says I'm giggling like a 16-year-old girl every time you say David A. Fetzer. Yeah, definitely. So the reason I speak like this for these people, because like I know for a fact he's not a serious person. So it's like I'm just gonna call him like a clown, and he'll either ignore me, or if he writes an article about me, well now he has to say this MES guy. He keeps calling me mean words and ad hominem attacks. You know what? I really don't care. The guy's a clown. So it's similar to with Gage. I call him a clown like so many times, and Gage just pretends like I don't exist. Because it's one thing calling someone a clown, but it's also when you have like receipts and like the guy's absolute clown show. So again, this is when I posted here Hughes Jones. Yeah, so David A. Hughes somehow David A. Hughes was somehow on the Alex Jones show. This is like February 1st, 2025. And also, why Alex Jones looking so different? So like, who in the world is this guy? And why is his face so shiny? Like, who's this guy? Sir, how old is John Hudson? I think John's 80 years old, turning 81 this year. Yeah, so Captain John. That's he has the doctor. Yeah, he declared himself the minister of truth. Yeah, but yeah, this guy, he's also a professor of German studies. The guy just a clown show. Anyways, so David A. Fetzer is Weldon. And the thing is, I've been holding back against him strictly because he was in good terms with 9/11 revisionists. But then once he burned that bridge, I'll say whatever I want. Hughes. Yeah, and also this is a part about Hughes. So he never actually discussed 9/11. So not once discussed 9/11. 9/11 do, or I'm gonna say dustification. That's a better term. 9/11 dustification, or how AJ is literally the original disinfo gatekeeper. So think of this guy right here. He's talking about band camp 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Yet he has the leader of the band camp. Like he has this guy on. Like, and they're talking about omni-war, the food supply, the big lie, COVID tyranny, Trump, network-centric warfare, nanotech, depopulation versus collateral damage, the present interrogidium, the relevance of the Nazi era to the present. So this guy is, again, he's a German studies professor. So German studies professor, and again, ignored 9/11. So in other words, they could just talk about 9/11, and this guy's and Alex Jones. Why were you a lying dirtbag? Okay, yes, that's how did work in the military? What profession he was? No, he was doing experiments on his own. Military reached out to him and got him to do some tests for them and so on, and then they classified the report and ran away, and the usual. So, anyways. Also, I want to give a super thanks. So that trailer was taken from here, and I highly recommend you guys see this. I had to make this about the exterior lobby columns. It's to me, it's just the thing I just can't get out of my mind. And then I include a whole bunch of other stuff in here. The lobby columns is just remarkable. They are literally upright. And this video, I'll play the beginning of this one. This is one of the most eerie videos. I think I'm not sure how long it was before 9/11, but if you look at this video, look how giant the tower. There's a plane right there. Okay. So there's plane. There's the South Tower, and you see it later after this, and I think it's like there's another one. Oh, that's the same one. The same one. And this was just before 9/11. I forgot how long it was. When was this? This predictive programming. Yeah, again, these are absolutely massive. Yeah, so that's, and then they disappear, and there's a sphere, and so on. I go through a whole lot of stuff. And this state of the building is pretty interesting. Yeah, look at this fuming straight across like that. That's a weird. Yeah, I think what it is the aluminum cladding is turning that. So I think what the white stuff is aluminum cladding. The darker stuff I think is the steel, especially the interior core. That's my guess. Yeah, this is. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So definitely watch that one. It's mind-boggling stuff there. And to give you an example of the brainwashing, this was a car Osama. No, I thought this was okay. So Osama. No, car. Sticker. 9/11 sticker. 9/11 car. I think I had one there. Yeah. Anyways, basically, I think I put it in there, or I'm not sure if I did it or not. But at the end, maybe there was a Oh, I think I did. Well, actually, I may have done screenshots everywhere. I think I did take screenshots. So I actually took screenshots of everything. So if you go to stream notes, I put again the Hive blockchain taking over everything. Go to the bottom. No, actually, no, I didn't. No, why is it? Why did I get the wrong thingy? Well, that's the lamppost. Never mind. I want the trailer. Ignore it. This is the one I want to go to the notes. Full timestamps. I thought I put the photos too, or not? Okay, no, I didn't put the photos. Okay, photos are somewhere else. But yeah, so anyways, there was a guy with a sticker saying like, or never forget Osama bin Laden or something. On like it was like very soon after 9/11. So like, how fast did they do this? Okay, there's Don King. Like, what in the world's Don King doing there? Yes, Don King is there. I'm gonna go. Yeah, this guy is interesting setup here. Okay. I'm gonna go. Yeah, there's the cross. There's in there again. They're inside. This is like literally inside. There's the cross inside the building 6. And it's like falling. So according to Hughes, falling steel causes entire buildings to disappear, and then the steel itself disappear. Like what did this hit? What is it hitting? This is ground level. And why is it slicing off perfect clean cuts like that? Okay. So David A. Hughes is just yeah, just a sad little man. I mean David Fetzer. So the Jmail website where Jeffrey L. email was arranged like original. How much free time people have to make website like that? Yeah, the website actually that costs a lot of money too. But again, they're getting a whole lot of views, but they got to put it on the Hive blockchain. So the Epstein one, if you go to Jmail, the amount of cost, I think they were saying something like they need money because it costs like $50,000. But also if you search right here, flat Earth. So he's not a flat earther, guys. Jeffrey Epstein is not a flat earther. So he's saying his email June 13th. Interesting, June 13th, the day before Trump's birthday, 14th. In the 1400s, people believed the Earth was flat and refused to believe it was round. In the 1600s, they believed in sun revolved around Earth, and now the reverse. In 18,000, they refused to believe there were things called germs, and now you couldn't see. And now that and that you couldn't see in 1900s, that throughout the time they also believed in homeopathy. So he's against homeopathy. He's pro germ theory. He's anti flat Earth. Okay, so we are and he's yeah, he's anti no, he's pro heliocentrism. So anyways, so Jeffrey Epstein's everywhere. But he also apparently has a bunch of gravity stuff. Apparently he has a bunch of papers on or thoughts on paper, thoughts on gravity and so on. Let's see what he says. There's no molecular cloud, no space, maybe time. Gravity creates space. Gravity acting in space creates energy. The intersection of space time creates natural selection. It should be the drive to approach the most efficient use of time, or in your words, God. Okay, so apparently he's having like deep quantum physics discussions in the middle of his like trafficking kids and so on. So like, why did they even release Epstein files and not the 9/11 files of 2 decades? Yeah, now that we're gonna get the alien files before the 9/11 files. But again, 9/11. What are they gonna say? Hey, the steel. I mean, what are they gonna say? That all the towers turn to dust, and that they have free energy tech? Like, what do you expect them to say? So that's pretty wild. So we have Epstein. Epstein talking about space-time continuum. Epstein talking space-time continuum. All right, so that's Epstein. All right, let's see what else we had in the show. Let's go back here. Okay, yeah. I was going to do the super thanks one. So this person sent me a super thanks message. It's pretty amazing. Shari, and you don't want people to know about these scams? Oh, what is it? You visited the site already. Which site? Jmail? No. Anyways, yeah. So this guy here, I want to give a super thanks to High Power 336. He says, "Thank you for your time and valuable information on the subject and for maintaining a channel that the people can count on to be legitimate." Yeah, for sure. And I said, "Thanks for the super thanks." And yeah, so I'm glad to do my part in making 9/11 dustification more well known. And also, yeah, this was I was gonna do this thingy before I sidetracked, as I always do. And peak 9/11. So remember the NIST report? They only so the NIST report. If you go to NIST, they only basically investigated they assumed that there was the aircraft collisions, and then they say that they investigated everything until the initiation of collapse. So in other words, if you go to my part 17. If you go to my part 17 justification of the World Trade Center, they go through everything except the thing that matters. Isn't Ghislaine Maxwell in the files being asked to join the 9/11 Commission report? No, she was asking a commissioner, a shadow commission by somebody, a reporter. That has an interesting name. So anyways, so they're saying that they did everything. So there's the impact, one impact, and then there's the second impact right here. This is a weird looking object. And then there's the third one. Yeah. So basically everything until this point. So they're doing everything, and they ignored pretty much this giant destination ball. There's 45 times speed. Now it's normal. So it's like there's the actual collapse. Everything else, like they just did everything until this giant point of this giant dust ball, and so on. And it's pretty obvious why they do that, because they cannot actually look at the quote collapse, because then you'll have to deal with the tippy top. So if you go to the tipping top, yeah, so there's a tipping top. So the tipping top, it's like bending, and yeah, it's like there's multiple kinks, and all of a sudden it falls, and instead of falling and rotating, it just turns to dust, and then and there's a giant dust ball. So it's like they have to make up some a reason somehow. It'd be like, well, the reason that this giant enormous block, which is like bigger than most buildings in the world, didn't hit the ground, is because of reason. And what I think the reason that most of building 4 is gone, I think it's because of this. Wait, this is the south tower. Where's building 4? Yeah, this is falling this way. So the impact is on the other side. So no, I think it is. All right, so I think we have building 4. Okay, so I'm gonna go to building 4. I think I have building 4 here. Okay, I'm gonna open up another telegram. I think this is some groundbreaking stuff, guys. So I think building 4 is gone because that tipping top is where it was going. MES, if you want 50 million Jacobo, but could pay 10 million for the full 9 truth shown in detail one time, would you pay for it? Well, if they explain to me how free energy tech happens, because otherwise I'll use it for free energy tech. So there's one thing about 9/11, I understand how to use, but it's like, are they going to give me like the manual for the directed energy free energy technology? So if you go right here, building 4. I'm gonna go building 4. Yeah, so there. Yeah, this is building 4. So there's building 4, and there's WTC too. Yeah, it's literally tilting, and then yes, the impact is on the other side. Okay, then we solved this. So this right here. See, notice how it's like all gone, and then according to David Hughes, it was falling steel somehow turns buildings to dust, and itself to dust. Because there's a few wheat checks, and no building, and it's sliced off perfectly. But I think the reason this is all gone is that they had to. I think they had to up the power right here. If you go to right here, this is a tippy top. This is falling to the west. This is the west. That's WTC footprint on the up there. Yeah, this is literally the tippy top. Tipping top is right here. So this is the tipping top. So this tipping top turns to a giant ball. It turns to a ginormous dust ball, and then there's building what's it called? 4 is right on the bottom there. So I think they have to like turn those super duper to dust ASAP. And if you go right here, building 4. So here's building 4. Yeah, there's the south tower. So the what's it called, the image thingy, it would hit the so the quote big Boeing was on this face, and there's this building 4, and there's WTC2. So the impact is at the bottom. North tower's on the top. So again, it hit from the south on the south tower, and then the north. I mean the north tower first, and then the south. But anyways, there it's all gone, and it's like sliced off perfectly. Yeah, so that's wild stuff. And then yeah, that's yeah, this is like it's bizarre. That is actually bizarre. He lives in Canada. Yeah, USA. No, yeah, I'm in Canada. In my country, we don't pay taxes. Yeah, also, I'll have to give. Yeah, this guy's right. I'll have to pay 40%. Yeah, I'll have to give like most of the money to the government, anyways. And then they're not gonna. Yeah, I have to pay them anyways. I have to pay extra money, and then I pay taxes on that money. Yeah, this is building 4, and there's the yeah, these ones are just embedded in the ground. This is just a weird setup, man. This is just. All right, oh, there's me wearing some weird hat. Anyways. All right, so yeah, so that's it. So David A. Fetzer, yeah, so okay, now we're gonna go over to this part. I want to quickly go over this. Yeah, so he's downplaying the Hurricane Aaron, Earth's magnetometer data, and Hutchinson effect on 9/11. I'm working on an article about him. He's playing the role of the Ash conformity experiment in conformity. And this one, this one, there's also freaking copyright experiment. In which he lies deliberately about obvious facts, especially his nonsense about Geraldo Rivera. And note that extreme weather, Fox News warning for Category 2 Hurricane Earl, and a MES book on 9/11 spooks. Oh yeah, we're going to go over 9/11 spooks as well. A lot of stuff is covering today. So if I go right here, I just posted this one here. I posted this just before my power went out. So, Professor of German Studies and 9/11 disinfo spooks David A. Fetzer, or David A. Hughes, doing his best Ash conformity experiment by straight up lying about what Geraldo Rivera meant when he said, if only a hurricane had come on 9/11. So he said, on September, this is from David A. Fetzer, on September 3rd, 2020, Fox News veteran hurricane reporter Geraldo Rivera reflected if only a hurricane had come on 9/11, history would have been rewritten. And he ignores the pertinent stuff. Let's see, Call Hughes, the experimenter in Ash conformity. You know, I'm saying he's actually the person inside. He's not the he's both the guy running, but I know I think he's the guy inside the Ash conformity telling the lie, and also the writing it. But anyways, we'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, so the doctor's messing with you, but also notice how he deceptively ignores the key points that literally makes it so obvious. In here, if only hurricane had come on 9/11, history would have been rewritten. And he says either he did not know about Aaron, which seems unlikely given his job, but he literally says he wasn't aware of a hurricane. And he's saying if only a hurricane was there on 9/11, and he was talking about crystal clear sky, and that the quote alleged hijackers they used a line of sight to steer their little pilot wheel, and they didn't have instruments. So basically saying if the weather was a bad weather day, they wouldn't have been able to hit the object. Hit the towers. Anyways, 1 second, I'll be back. Someone's on my door. Alright, I'm back. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, so this is yeah, here a government takes your entire fortune if you died, and nobody's there to take over the money. Okay, interesting. Where are you at, Maps? Is it USA? Okay, anyways. Yeah, so, yeah, and notice what he says. It's so obvious. So I said right here. So the German studies professor says that Geraldo meant, yeah, let's go right here. So on September 3rd, 2010, Fox News veteran hurricane reporter Geraldo Rivera reflected if only a hurricane had come on 9/11, history would have been rewritten. And then he ignores ... all the stuff that shows that David A. Fetzer is a dirtbag. So either he did not know about Aaron, which seems unlikely. No, he literally says that. You cannot say something that he says is unlikely when he says it. The onus is on David A. Fetzer to prove that what he said is not what he meant, or he was trying to cover up the presence of Hurricane Aaron. If so, why then? Again, the other part is he misleadingly, deceptively says that Judy Wood says that the hurricane was covered up. No, it was underreported and downplayed, as this guy's doing. Or he was trying to cover up the presence of Aaron. If so, why then? Or, as seems most likely, he simply meant that no flights were grounded as a result of a hurricane on 9/11. You need to be literally brain dead to think that. So rather than Bandcamp leader David Higgs' nonsense, Geraldo actually meant what he actually said. He had hoped that a hurricane was present on 9/11 to give the alleged hijackers difficulty in flying, as they were using basic line of sight instead of the flight instruments in a quote crystal clear September day. Hence him using the gesture of holding a steering wheel. Hence why. Oh, good enough. In other words, he had no idea that Hurricane Aaron was literally off the east coast of 9/11, since it was underreported, not quote covered up, as Hughes deceptively misconstrued Dr. Wood's viewpoint. And see the video for yourself of Geraldo Rivera. And also, Gallo Point made a good point. Maybe Geraldo should get updated that there was a hurricane on just off the coast of 9/11 since he was alive. Yeah, that's a good thing. So if anybody has an email for Geraldo Rivera contact. No, this is pretty good. I'm gonna actually. What does he have? Contact. So he actually has one. Okay. General inquiries. Okay, we're gonna ask him right now. We're gonna email. I'm doing some journalism. All right, so we're gonna what's it called? I'll compose right now. Okay, we're gonna write an article right now to Geraldo. Hurricane on 9/11. Hi, Geraldo. I saw your recent, I saw a video clip that, yeah, a video clip of yourself on, okay, more fun to surprise, I'm on there, yeah. Okay, so I saw a video clip of yourself on 9/11. I saw an old video clip of yourself on Fox News Weather Center when you said you hoped a hurricane was present on 9/11 so that the hijackers couldn't fly properly. Yeah, so the hijackers would have trouble flying the planes. Yeah, okay, this was on your Fox News celebrating your 40 years covering hurricanes. When you said you hoped the hurricane was present on 9/11, actually there was Hurricane Aaron on 9/11 just off the coast. Were you aware of this? I'll say Hurricane Aaron. Wiki 2001. Okay, this is pretty good. Yeah, Hurricane Aaron. Yeah, and there it is, Hurricane Aaron, just off the coast. Oh, actually, I want to get the photo. Hurricane Aaron. I just want to get the photo. There was actually. I'm gonna actually send him this one here. I don't want to send it. I want to be like, not a Just were you aware of this? I did not even know about Hurricane Aaron until 2017. And then I'll send them this thingy here. Now we go to Hurricane Aaron. Yeah, don't bug him. It's obviously didn't know. That's why Canon mention would be better. No, I know, but I want to get his confirmation because this guy's saying it. I just want to see what he says. We're gonna play this video anyways. Anyways, I want to just send him the thingy. Just to see Just I want to get him in writing to say that, because then basically this guy gets destroyed. I just want to send him that. It's gonna be one of the funniest things ever. I just want to see what he says. Actually, no, yeah. Actually, I'm not gonna send the 9/11 one. I'm just gonna say, no, I will. I want to see the photo, of it. Actually, a weather channel. Actually, no. Here's a weather channel. Hurricane Aaron on 9/11. Okay, this is the one I wanted to send him instead of Wikipedia. This is the one. Just shows a photo. Yeah, this one here, weather.com. Okay, I just want to send him. I just want him to just admit. Okay, there it is. I just want some mainstream source. We're going in, and if he responds, where we go. All right. In writing, he will say the hurricane was there. No, but if he says it's there, it's there. I really you could say. I want to see what he says. Ego must make him not. Yeah, but it's all right. I don't mind. I think he'll be fine. Thanks, Matthew. Okay. I saw an old video of yourself on Fox News Weather Center celebrating 40 years covering hurricanes. When you said that you hoped the hurricane was present 11, actually there was a hurricane just off the coast. Were you aware of this? I did not know. I didn't even not know about hurricane until 2017. All right. Anyways, we're sending this one right here, and I think it's gonna be pretty funny. I think he'll admit. I'm assuming. Yeah. Anyways, so that I just want to see what he says, but it's gonna be pretty funny. As I think, yeah. So the doctor as view, but I think he will say it. Anyways, I'm gonna go right here and play this video. Yeah, so play the video. So just like if you had like a working brain, what do you think this guy's saying? He's like saying it's so obvious. So here's the video of him talking about it. If only hurricane come when I love it, and then just from the irrefutable setup here. Also, before that, here's before it says here, Dr. Judy Wood said that she came across it in 2008. Oh, I did put the wrong link there. There's one I gotta put in. Okay, so I put the way off link. Okay, there's this one. 30. I'm gonna show right here. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Okay, I put the wrong link. 1421. That's gonna be this is gonna be update edit. The wrong timestamp. Okay, save. Yeah, this is where and again, yeah, Dr. Wood found about this one. She was like trying to zoom out and see what else is there. She's like, why is there a giant hurricane? I'll play just before this as well, so we get the doctor in there. So there's a doctor.
This I saw. When zooms go up, I thought I'd get some weather satellite images. What was this I saw? There was a hurricane.
Yeah. 7 years, and so 2008.
I discovered this huge hurricane the size of Katrina right outside of New York City on 9/11.
Okay, I'm gonna mute that. I don't want to get copyright.
People ask me why I have been so attracted over the years to hurricane coverage, but there's risk involved. There is, the peril of not knowing what's going to happen, that adventure, and it's pitting yourself against an enemy. It's like war, only no one is shooting at you specifically. That's what the allure. But there is nary a storm that the juices don't flow, and you look and check it out.
Look at that. Remember that? When that? I watched that live.
And maybe a store on YouTube. You got to get up close and personal. And
this was Hurricane Ike, I think.
That was recent. That was wasn't this Rita?
You would know.
You know what? I think it was Rita. Isn't it? Rita in Galveston, Texas. Yeah, Galveston. And obviously Katrina before that changed so many of our histories. It was so traumatic. And it's one funny thing I think of if only a hurricane had come on 9/11. Remember, they didn't know how to use instruments, the terrorists. They took off in Boston, and they literally, after they took over the aircraft, they steered by line of sight. And it was that crystal clear September day.
Sure was. Beautiful.
And if it were only one of these weather days, history would have been rewritten, and I think about that a lot now, and especially this time of year.
So are you
where the peak of hurricanes is.
Yeah, you're celebrating 40 years?
40 years, imagine that, isn't that
40 years in the business.
And, you know, longevity has its own revenge. I've outlived like 15 generations of TV critics. Yeah. They all predicted I'd be done in a couple of weeks.
Well, do you still get...
Everyone has those stories, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, so that's Geraldo. So yeah, so he says only hurricane there, but also notice this giant thing here. It says Extreme Weather Center, Hurricane Earl. This is the kind of coverage that was not present on for Hurricane Aaron. So center located 130 miles east-northeast of Cape Hatteras, and then yeah, basically, and this was a Category 2. And so this is like, notice extreme weather, Hurricane Earl, 105 sustained winds, 125 gusts, Category 2. This is category, where's Hurricane Aaron? Where's Aaron? Yeah, so Hurricane Aaron, right here. I think redirected from Hurricane Aaron. Okay, so it has to go there. Let's redirect it. Yeah, I don't know why things just show it. Okay, there it is. So this was what category? Category. So this is it's got, yes, 40 miles wide there, wide eye developed. 120 miles, and now what is the past 105 miles east of Bermuda? But anyways, and also Bermuda is interesting. I just want to see what the category was. Tropical cyclone warnings and watches were issued for Bermuda beginning on December 8th, which were discontinued 2 days later after storm bypassed island. And that would pass 15 miles from Bermuda, and so the threat of the hurricane canceled several flights in and out of the Bermuda. Okay, so Bermuda Triangle it was canceled there. Winds on the winds downed several, but where's the along the coast, the passage of storm led to waves of that. I'm gonna see what this thing is. Category. Why is it just so category? Anyways, I think it was like category something. Hurricane. I'll go to the weather one. Category. Yeah, so category 3. So it's an even bigger one of it than that. And so on right there. And why did they show the animation so far? Okay, actually no, that's relatively close, but they just have make the giant hurricane. Like, why do they ignore the giant size? All right. Anyways, it's pretty fascinating. Okay, Aaron, and then what is this? Katia. So September 9th. Oh no, it's 2011. Okay, September. It goes like that. Yeah, no. Notice how this one goes straight and then it turns. The other ones go normally around. That's pretty interesting. How are things there? What do you think the Iran-U.S. situation? Yeah, Iran was 3 approaching. Yeah, so there's category 3. Yeah, so since we're here, category 3+. Or it's got even more than that. So it's got a 3+. And notice how this one does a right turn. It is a weird. Okay, both Katia does a smooth curve. Larry does a smooth curve, and then Hurricane Aaron is like category 3, and it stops and goes to the right. And it goes more than 90 degrees to turn, because it's aiming this way, and it's got to go a full backwards. So we're talking like a 100-degree turn, 110 degrees turn. It's like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna go right here, and that's actually a great. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So this thing here, I'm gonna archive it on the Hive blockchain. So it's there forever, so that it's gone. I don't need to worry about them disappearing. Iran and aliens is what Trump's pushing out. Distracted. Oh yeah, the alien smart is pretty funny. Why is it aliens? All right, so I'm gonna publish the blockchain. Okay, so publish that, and I also wanna publish important things. I do this. I do archive as well. This is just a centralized one, but it just looks better. And the other one is for preservation. So now if you go to the Hive blockchain, it's there. It's there everywhere. It's on the Hive blockchain, and it's right there. Hurricane Aaron on the East Coast, and there's all the photos. This photo is pretty good. This one right here, I like. Okay, but they have a small version of it. I'm just gonna get the big one. Okay, copy this. I'm gonna put right here in my Telegram. Where's my Telegram? Right here. Where did it go? It disappeared. Okay, I'm gonna just keep this opened. Yeah, this is pretty wild. Okay, Hurricane Aaron. Actually, let's put these in the notes maybe. Let's put these in the notes. Okay, I'm like everywhere. I need to slow down. All right, I'll put this in the notes. Hurricane Aaron. Yeah. Aaron versus Larry and whatever the other one was. And this one here. Versus Larry and Kadia. Kadia or something. Keisha. I wish climate was warmer. I would love to live there. Love England. Okay, anyways. Peeps are saying stuff. Alright, so we have that. Now let's continue further. Yeah, oh yeah, so asking for me. Yeah, so you saw that clip. What do you think he's saying? It's like, do you literally think he's saying that that he knew about the hurricane, but he was just, well, what was he doing? Like, yeah, now we're gonna do the Hughes right here for Ash Conformity. I need to mute it because every time I upload it, I get a copyright. So a copyright issue. So this one here's Ash Conformity experiment. Basically, the guy will just say like simple things like this, where there's 3 lines, you pick the shortest, or you pick the tallest.
Each card, there are several lines.
So there's David A. Hughes. He's this, but he's also a liar. He's also, I'm David A. Fetzer, I guess.
The task is a very simple one. You're to look at the line.
Yeah, he was using his hands like a steering wheel. Yeah, he was using, yeah, definitely. He was using his hands like a steering wheel. It's like, it's literally about the guy there, but it's also so obvious. Like, a person that, like Hurricane Aaron, it's a conversation starter. When I talk about 9/11 people, I tell them first, hey, do you know there's a hurricane on 9/11? And there's not a single person that has said, yeah. I had a cousin who's a mainstream, like he believes in the mainstream narrative. I told him there's a hurricane on 9/11. He's like, no, you're lying. I'm like, what? And this guy watches the news 24/7, and he's older, so he actually was watching news back then. So he had no idea about the hurricane. So basically, and imagine Geraldo, who's like huge on self-promotion, and he wouldn't tell him about the hurricane, and he had to wait for like a 2016 article before someone started talking about it. So if you go right here, on 9/11, this is September 11th, 2025, hunting image captured both and a hurricane. Okay, yeah, it's like, yeah, but it's like, why is it so late to the party? Oh, there's no content. Okay, here's another part here. So I can't even archive that article on a centralized setup here. So these ones I can't archive it because the way they do it, it's not client side, meaning they actually have to go and send it to their server and then archive. So then these probably have it preventing. So they have some code to prevent archiving, but on Hive is directly on my computer. So my computer's archiving this and then throwing it into the blockchain. So it's straight up bypassing everything. So pretty wild. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm gonna close that. Yeah, so again, it's archive stuff is ridiculous. And also, the other thing I can't stress enough to people, like things are gonna start disappearing because the archiving ones are like the mainstream sites are gone. So for example, this archive, so I archived the White House right here. I used the Hive blockchain. You can't do that on a normal. You can't do that anymore on what's it called? If I click here, you can't do it on centralized. Some of them, like the main one, you can't. You can do it on the other one, but if you click on the biggest one, which is web.archive. So if you go to web.archive right here, and then you go save page now on the biggest one, and is it the biggest archiving in the world? Save page, see what happens. It says, sorry, we're currently facing limitation when it comes to archiving this site. So you can't even archive X tweets on the biggest one in the world. And this one's getting 40 million monthly visitors. So it's like, what's the point of like this one? So anyways, centralized ones, and those ones are getting sued by like hundreds of millions of dollars by people for their copyright violations. So again, that's why Hive blockchain is posted there, and don't worry about it. All right, so we have this, we have that, we have this, and the other part is I didn't need to know this. So apparently this is August 30th. I need to get documentation. I think there's documentation. I was told that before. They were like researching it on the 16th or something. So that's, I need to get documentation on that. And so on. Okay, a bunch of messages. I'm gonna click on close this. Okay, so there's Rivera. Okay, so there's the so this guy here again, he was using the steering wheel one. So what's the point of doing the steering wheel? Like, what's the point of the steering wheel?
Remember, they didn't know how to use instruments.
So they didn't know how to use instruments, so they're flying like that. So
terrorists. They took off in Boston, and they literally, after they took over the aircraft, they steered by line of sight. And it was that crystal clear September day. Sure was. Beautiful. And if it were only one of these weather days, history would have been rewritten. And I think about that a lot now, and especially this time of year. So
are you still...
Yeah, okay, so and so you're saying that they steered it. Let's see their steering. Bank turn. This is like one of the most fascinating ones. It's the banking turn, I think. Turn. Plane banking. I think banking or yeah. So this is the wild one. Okay, this one I made before. The banking turn is pretty interesting. So notice how this object it does a banking turn. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, they weren't flying by instruments, it's by sound. Yeah, definitely. It's straight up obvious. Just the guys. Okay, notice how it turns, and it's going like 500 miles an hour. It banks and turns, and then goes in like that. So it goes all the way across there, and I have it fast forward. So here's fast forward motion. It goes like that, and then hits. Yeah. Oh, I didn't have the reverse one. I think I have an image right. Oh, there's a line. So like, yeah. So if only a hurricane was there, and there is a hurricane. This is okay. One of my, I think probably one of the best videos I've made, is just a compilation one, of this, right here, Peak 911. This one was actually made it on Operation Headfake. So you guys see my window. It's Operation Headfake. I opened up randomly the page, chapter 22, and and they referenced my video. So that's pretty wild. So where's chapter 22? I'm gonna go to chapter 22 quickly. Where's chapter 22? Okay, yeah, static in broadcast footage. Why was there so much static in 9/11 broadcast footage? And then it says video credit Matthew stuff. I'm not sure if you guys can see this little thingy there. But anyways, I'll make it bigger just for 1 second. So this is on Operation Headfake. Oh yeah, now I'm working on a book apparently. Make this like here. Okay, so there is. You can see my window. See, video credit Matthew stuff already there. And then it's got QR codes for the ChatGPT or whatever they got links to. So pretty cool. This is Operation Headfake. Morgan Reynolds, Dr. Morgan Reynolds, and John Harold, the like AI whiz. All right, I'm gonna close. Make this smaller. Okay, you guys can see my face better. Okay, yeah. So yeah, and I'm gonna go over to this one here. This is probably this video is just next level. It's so much electromagnetic field interference in this.
Been building.
Yeah, and I include everything. I got lights flickering. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got the full first responders testimonies in here, and so on. And yeah, Earth's magnetic field changing and so on. And again, I'll make some notes on what's it called? David A. Fetzer's absolute nonsense. It covers up this as well, which is quite interesting. Yeah, so I wanted to go this part here. What was the thing before I got my train of thought gone? Okay, I was going somewhere here, and then I completely oh yeah, this was here. So we go to the hurricane setup here. So the thing is, everyone says the guy says it was a very clear day. But first of all, it's a giant hurricane.
Fumes from the
and yeah, the guy said that it was a crystal clear September day. So here's the giant hurricane, but here's the animation of it. Here's the animation of it. Okay, this is a video that's pretty cool. Actually, I want to play it from the maybe beginning, but actually I'll play from the beginning. It's pretty amazing. I'll play the whole thing, and then we'll get to it. And this is I took the music out of the Irrefutable and the 9/11 Alchemy, just so that we don't get. I just hate copyright music. All right, there's fireman skull packs going off and so on. I'll play it right here.
magnetic field shifted abruptly with each WTC event.
This was recorded in Alaska. Ground-based magnetometers at 6 different locations.
Yes.
At precisely that moment, the Earth's magnetic field changed.
It seems this would include the Pentagon event and Shanksville.
The charts of Earth's magnetic field is plotted in terms of the horizontal component H, the vertical component Z, and the angle D between true north and magnetic north. Note the low variation for the day leading up to 9/11. All the magnetometer readings fluctuate greatly as the events of 9/11 unfold, including the biggest variation during the afternoon as Building 7 was turning to dust.
Yeah, and keep that in mind. That actually is the biggest static interference as well. This somehow coincides with this right here. Keep going.
There was also a giant
Shari Singh says, good night, everyone. Okay, good night, sir. Let's play it.
Hurricane right off the coast of New York City on 9/11. Fumes from the WTC were also visible from space. Hurricane Aaron was heading directly towards New York City before being pushed to the right by a cold front on 9/11.
Yeah, it's just mind-boggling.
Weather data and Earth's magnetic field are plotted in sync. Note the sudden and linear drop of humidity from 80% just before the first impact to 40% just after the Twin Towers fell. Note also the gradually increasing air pressure until peaking when the South Tower fell, and then falling to a bottom when Building 7 fell. This coincides with a high-pressure cold front arriving from the west, just as Hurricane Aaron arrived from the east. Hurricane Aaron's wind speed, pressure, and distance from New York City are plotted. Aaron was closest to NYC on the morning of 9/11, with its distance, wind speed, and pressure being constant for each event.
If you look at the speed of the hurricane, the pressure of the eye of the hurricane, and its location for about 24 hours, 12 hours at either side of the events of 9/11, is constant. It's like a very controlled environment.
There was also a thunderstorm in New York City on the day before 9/11 on September 10th, 2001.
Yeah, and notice lightning strike, the lightning strike in literally the night before. Like, we're talking several hours. Because it's morning 9/11 is 9 a.m. And now you got literally nighttime, like 10 hours before. You got lightning strikes. And then, yeah.
In the morning of September 10th, there were strange cloud formations surrounding the Twin Towers.
Okay, this is morning of 9/11. Okay, this is like mind-boggling.
Many buildings near the WT.
Okay, I thought I had the thingy there. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, this guy's got some lights on. Oh, I should have put it before. There's weird holes. Okay, no, I'm gonna keep playing this one. This is fascinating. You got weird holes, but also the guy's contact lens melted in his eye, and he didn't like burn his eye.
WC showed circular holes in glass windows and damage to a single pane of double-paned windows. This indicates the windows were not struck with physical objects.
Yeah, okay, this is the observation that the doctor made. This is absolutely mind-boggling. Look, this is multi-paned glass. Only like this one here, the front of it is destroyed. Okay, and some of them have circular holes, but like the back of it isn't. So like throw like something at that, throw a rock at it. You're gonna have breakage through both. But it's just a weird how just one there. And yeah, this is and some of them have circular holes in like one and so on. But anyways, keep going.
Physical objects. There were also similar circular holes in glass windows of fire trucks near the Pentagon.
Yeah, that was Pentagon as well. They got holes.
Ron DeFrancisco, the last known survivor from the South Tower, was in the 84th floor, just above the second impact zone, and he walked his way down the stairs alive.
So that's pretty wild. So he remember that giant explosion. He walked down afterwards. Like so, like the explosion is pretty next level. So yeah, it's a Nile Revisionist. I got links. Nile Revisionist. He has a bunch of links in the chat. Go through all that. Just subscribe to his channel on his Substack. He's taking over the game.
He said his contact lens melted to his eyes.
What were the extent of your burns and other injuries?
So I got hit on the back of the head. I have a major laceration on my head here. I had burns on 60% of my body, and my contact lenses were melted to my eyes. So,
how did they deal with that?
I don't know. The optometrist or ophthalmologist peeled them off, I think, and I went through extensive testing on my eyes. And I have debris. I had debris in me for a while. So.
How long did you stay in the hospital?
I just stayed 12 days when I realized what had happened.
On the morning of...
Okay, here's the morning one, and then so there's the giant holes there. And the holes were actually, yeah, so this is the hole is locations at 86th Street. This wasn't in actually Manhattan, it was across there. It was a 32 miles, which was still pretty coincidental. Basically, it's still pretty coinciding. Something's weird there. You know, yeah, so low flying clouds and 9/11. Yeah, it's Russell Native. Yeah, definitely. Watch this video. This is an hour and 26 minutes, but please watch every second of it. It's you're not gonna get these videos anywhere else. You're not gonna get ginormous electrostatic effects and just stuff like this all in one giant video.
9/11, there was also a giant hole in the ground on 86th Street in New Jersey, which is a 30-minute drive from the WTC.
And also here, this is from where they talk about it, but also they talk about the bands of the hurricane. This is on 9/11, morning of it.
I think they're going to be...
Yeah, you can see the outer bounds, and also notice the thing glitching. But this is so if they just look east, they can actually see it. Dr. Wood has issues with these holes. Issues? No, but she's talking about holes. No, but I'm saying that holes in New Jersey. I just put them in there. Is that you talking? Yeah, that's me talking in slow motion. That's me talking. Yeah, I do slow motion for the videos. That's why here. What's up with my monitor? It's like glitching. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, so you can see the outer bound. I wanted to show this because you could see, you know, everyone says it's a crystal clear September day. Yeah, unless you look east. If you look east, you're going to see giant clouds there. Yeah, so there's outer bounds. I notice it's glitching as well. Yeah, the Bellio says, no wonder I was like, he never talks as clearly. Yeah, if it's a video, I do that, but a live stream, again, I gotta cover a bunch of stuff, and I just, this is the way I work. I can't go with slow motion. I watch videos at like 10 times speed, so I speed like that. And another thing about this video, I just lay out a lot of evidence and data and details. This is what I like. I like doing these giant ones where it just shows you everything. I don't speculate on X, Y, Z. I just show you everything, and then that later because your mind works too fast. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, it's 100x speed, and we can see these holes there.
Yeah, talk about a rough ride this morning. Let's go down to 1 and 9 and show you what we mean. Check out this huge hole in the road. A partial road collapse happened here sometime overnight. As a result, 1 and 9 northbound completely shut down right here at 86th Street. And as you can see, only one lane southbound getting by. This is a road that people use to get to the Lincoln Tunnel. You're going to want to find some local roads to get around this mess. Workers are on the scene trying to fill in the hole or perhaps just find out why this happened. We pulled up on the scene maybe 20 minutes ago, and there's no telling how long it's going to get this fixed this morning. I'm April LaMonica reporting live at Chopper 4. Back to you in the studio.
All right, I wouldn't be surprised if that hole is formed by the lightning strikes the night before. Oh, what is it with all those holes on 9/11? Yeah, definitely. If we go right here, and also there's a weird fuming on this part here. This was a Mark Cullen sound that he called it. But see this just before the impact. Okay, I think that after this, I think as this fumes, there's gonna be a weird the mystery formation right here. So there's a weird thing in the thingies. If you look at here, but if you look at the left side, there's a weird red. It looks like just a weird same color as this. It looks like it's the same color as this fireball. So or some whatever ball. So look at this. There's a mystery formation there. That's what I wanted to show there. So basically, I include and there's also the camera glitches out. It's like a weird quickly glitch on here as well. There's a glitch in 3, 2, 1, glitch. Okay, see, there's a glitch where there's a high, like super high burst.
Note the similar fuming.
Yeah, notice the fuming as well.
Or dustification as on the WTC.
Yeah, and I want to get
the size.
Okay, and also seismic. This whole, I keep going on. The seismic of the Pentagon were compared. Basically, they were given the analogy of being probably generated. No, basically they were saying probably generated by electrical disturbance. That was the Pentagon seismic signal. That the report says. That's what it said. Anyways, I want to get to this part here because we got to the Pentagon. I think this was Pentagon. Okay, KJ, yeah, he said he got a good idea for me. This fuming right here. Yeah, so this is...
Okay, folks, watch carefully. Remember, we were told that a plane slammed into the Pentagon and created that big hole we saw the photographs of. How do you explain this right here? That's the collapse that didn't occur till 28 minutes after the event.
It's
Put
literally...
your thinking caps on, folks.
That's literally frothing up in the dust. I need to make this video like ASAP comparison. So he wants to basically compare that with the yeah, I'll say this is amazing. Yeah, we'll do. Basically, the Pentagon. I have actually there sparingly. I found a bunch of clips of it turning dust. Amazing idea. We'll definitely do it when I get a chance. So it falls into dust exactly like as Norman shares over here. It's right
Real
here.
dustification you're going to see here.
Yeah.
That's the corner of Vesey Street and West Street. Yeah, you see this like a stick. Keep watching it.
Yeah, it just turns to dust.
It turns to dust.
Yeah, like a knuckle slicer. Yes, I'm gonna put those together. And going back to this video again, this video it's got so much stuff. It's ridiculous. It's got the Shanksville hole there. I made this animation. Someone made it, but I made it better as a GIF. Actually, someone made it. I did the other stuff.
Bulk of the 20 feet deep, at least 10 or 20 feet deep, the bulk of the remains of that plane and all the 45 people who are on board may be buried deep in that crater just in the field beyond these trees here.
Like anybody that sees this and they'd be like,
field beyond these trees here.
And as I said, there is a huge crater crashed in an open field. All that you really see there is a huge crater. You can't even see it very well from our vantage point. A huge black gaping hole, as investigators are describing it.
And look at this slice on the ground there. I'm like, what kind of weaponry are they using on this?
There is a lot of debris, most of it very small pieces of black charred remains.
No piece of wreckage was larger than a telephone book. No identifiable bodies were found.
Alright, anyways, this is, you can keep going on and on and on. It's like, the Shanksville one is like, where's the actual giant aircraft? Okay, anyways, I'm going to keep going here. I went through a whole lot of footage, and I want to go to Pentagon. I also show a lot of clips of fuming of Pentagon. Pentagon fuming, yeah. Pentagon fuming like WTC, okay, right here.
You say something very important. If this is a
So this is the Pentagon right here. This right side is not WTC, and look, it's the same thing.
terrorist attack, we just keep saying that on a repeated basis, not having any notion whatsoever of what's going on, is to be reminded not only of the efficiency of terrorism, but just reminded of the efficiency of terrorism.
All right, look at the fuming. That is ridiculous on the right side. So I may have to put these together. It's quite, but again, there's a whole lot of stuff to do, and so I'm gonna go over to now Iran. Okay, Iran makes an appearance too. The Dr. Wood has a whole chapter in her book on the holes you should get inside your book. Yeah, definitely, guys. Just buy your book. Like, what are you guys doing with your life? Anyways, so Osama bin Laden and Iran blame. Okay, so this is pretty
to
funny.
do with this terrorist group, you think Osama bin Laden is behind that?
Yes, because this
Okay,
is
anyways,
not.
I put the hand signs there, but anyways, that's where.
This is a very coordinated effort. This had to have detailed planning. It had to have a tremendous amount of infrastructure to do this, tremendous coordination, and it had to have a worldwide network. That's the only organization right now that we know about that has that is Osama bin Laden's group in Afghanistan.
And that would have the financing to pull something like this off as well.
Right.
Now, we showed some tape earlier today. It was reaction from the West Bank, and it showed people rejoicing in the streets there, adults as well as children. The fact that Yasser Arafat has condemned this, does that really mean anything?
Totally irrelevant.
Doesn't mean anything.
Totally meaningless. Of course, everybody is going to every leader of any country or any group is going to publicly condemn it. However, you could bet a lot of them are, jumping for joy.
Yasser Arafat has been condemning all the violence in Israel for the past few months.
He's condemning it with this hand and doing it with the other hand.
It is very
It's irrelevant, but this is more than that. This is much. This really has nothing to do with what's happening in Israel, what's happening in Palestine.
What does it have
This
to do
has
with?
to do. This all started out when President Carter allowed the Shah of Iran to be taken over by the group in Iran. Once Iran became an Islamic state, it gained a base and a legitimacy. See, this was only a fringe movement until Iran came into being. Once Iran came into being under Ayatollah Khomeini, okay, it gained a base and a legitimacy. Once it gained a base and a legitimacy, this became a transnational movement, which is a movement to go through boundaries. And this has been since Iran came into being. This movement has been growing and growing, and it's been growing more poisonous ever since.
So this is just a strike, really?
Gone through boundaries. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So this is really a strike against the U.S. You're saying that it doesn't have that much to do with what's going on between Israel and the PLO? That it
totally nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do.
Totally nothing to do with it. The Khomeini movement had zero to do with Israel, and that's where all this comes from.
All right. So you heard him there. So Iran, you got towers turning dust, giant hurricane off the coast. The weather was literally perfectly like steady for 9/11, and then that happens. And then this guy's talking about Iran. So that's pretty well. And again, if you haven't seen my live stream, guys, it's definitely I made one on the Iran before even the whole U.S. versus Iran thing right now. Iran live stream. It's one of my better thumbnails. So it's the new Iran. It's the new shoe. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now we're just Patsy did the Harvey Oswald of 9/11. Yeah. That van apparently was pulled over the day before 9/11. Again, it's just to give the controlled opposition side the usual nonsense of the usual cover story. Anyways, so this is that. Let's see what else we had. Let's see the time. Is it 3? Yeah. So basically, I'll be finishing soon. I'm just gonna rapid fire through a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so one Mystic Bazaar comes in, we'll discuss more of the technology, basically what her thoughts, just trying to wrap her head around that. I have some things that I have included. So there's a Hudson effect. So again, when we talk about the technology, we got a Hudson effect, we got parallels here, and so on. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of some, again, cold melting. This one here is like never before seen footage put in there. And surprisingly, yeah, so David A. Fetzer literally is, quote, agnostic validations of towers turn dust. It's like basically third party sources that all coincide with towers turning dust, and basically Dr. Judy Wood's book connecting it all together. It's quite fascinating. And this is steel. It's almost fully solid. It just has a apparently some sort of It's like it has a small hole in I think a welding hole, or no, not welding, like when it's forming. Let me see the hole, what they call it. Iron hole. Yeah, so John, I talked to him, and yeah, so there's a casting hole. So when they cast, likely formed due to the casting process due to shrinkage, gas porosity, or a core. So that's why it looks like it's losing a volume. Oh, and anyways, we haven't finished Ash Conformity. So a bunch of stuff
determine
here.
which of the 3 lines.
Yeah, so basically what happens is this guy tells them which line is better, and they have a bunch of people. Some of them are real. This guy's real, and he doesn't know that there's a bunch of liars around. So Fetzer's the guy lying, and the guy instructing. But anyways, he's the guy lying, so that people believe him.
The critical trials. But he found through interviews that they went along with the group for different reasons.
One. They must be right. There are 4 of them and 1 of me. One.
Yeah. So basically, it's basically like this is a real guy, and then everybody else was fake. Yeah, there's one real guy, everybody else is fake. So if the crowd goes one way and they also show that if they have at least one person in there that is saying the truth, like if you have a real person and then one other person defending, like have the same opinion as you that's against the crowd, the odds like skyrocket that the real person will actually follow through with what his actual mind's telling him.
1.
2.
1. 2.
With a partner, yielding drops to only 5% of the critical trials compared to 37% without a partner. Although subjects report warmth and good feeling toward the partner, they typically deny that he played a role in their own independence. The partnership variation shows that much of the power of the group came not merely from its numbers, but from the unanimity of its opposition. When that unanimity is punctured, the group's power is greatly reduced. Sometimes we go along with the group because what they say convinces us they are right.
Yeah. So Ash, Wikipedia doesn't have a Judy Wood page, so you must be wrong. No, again, Wikipedia, but it's a good way. Now it's like reverse. If Wikipedia says that if it doesn't have you on, it's probably a good thing. Yeah. So, anyways, so this also very strongly. That's why I publicly state, Hughes is a clown, so that basically now you have like a very vocal opposition to his nonsense, and yeah, so you guys can. So you have to deal with. So if you agree with him, you have to deal with me calling him a clown and anyone in association promoting his hypothesis and theories a clown. Anyways, so that's that part. I see what else do you have here. Oh, yeah, so there's a part about the thingy here. So Mark Cullen hints at possible space-based due for quote planes, impact holes, impact explosions, as well as the dustification. I just wanted to include here because I think he updated. He also says he hasn't ruled out. Yeah, so apparently he says he also cannot rule out the involvement of the mystery planes with the possibility that a 3D volumetric was broadcast via a space-based weapon, and he also doesn't rule out even that air vehicle, carrier vehicle one that had the basically cloaked typed object there. But I'm leaning towards because I'm just trying to I was trying to find some analogy of what the impact was. But this is one from the doctor, again, she put in her book, and then I made a post about this. So David Hanshaw and Ruth Fremson state that the sound of the final dustification sequence is similar to the sound of the quote planes or a plane or something like that, or the sound of the first impact. So David Hanshaw didn't actually see the quote plane, but he said the same sound of the initial event versus dustification. And Ruth thought it was a plane, but then realized the South Tower certainly does. And then compare the sound of the nylon dustification with the loud explosive. Yeah, we'll do that maybe later. I just gotta. I forgot to include this part here. This one here, I went over because I thought it was pretty interesting. This is importance, I think. Yeah. So. Yeah, this one here I thought was very interesting. The timing of the explosions and hole formations in each tower 9/11 was of utmost importance to get approximately in line with fast-moving objects, aka quote planes. One possible mechanism of achieving this is that of a that is similar. I'll say not one way of achieving this is similar to that. Yeah, so here's one thing I had my working cap on. So, like, it's similar to that of an electric fly swatter, in which a fly gets electrified with high voltage right as it hits the metal grid of the fly swatter. Interestingly, the Twin Towers were literally giant steel grids. And this reminds me of the Zelda video game, in which an electric field is generated, and then when an arrow strikes an object within the field, a massive lightning strike blasts it. So, I'm going to click right here. So, notice a delay. This one right here is on the left. Is the first impact. This is the second one, or first object, or whatever you want to call it, or first hole formation. But if you can see, and notice a slight reflection there. But watch what happens. There's a delayed explosion. Yeah, this one's delayed explosion. This one is slightly more delayed than the first one. So yeah, so basically the explosions need to be in sync and somehow. This one's a bit delayed, but you can't have it go in and then like 35 seconds later it explodes. And it explodes at a different location. So it needs to be all in sync, because otherwise everyone's be like, what in the world just happened? Okay, the Billo says the first thing I did, yeah, so definitely share, guys. Hit the like button and so on. Yeah, so here's going back. And goes in. And then this one exploding, and then this one does. So this one explodes after. But so then you also think, what if the if it was a physical object, what if it was even if it wasn't, even if it was just fully like non-physical, because you have windows between and you have the solid column there. So could that be one of the factors for the difference in timing? But then this one's also going like 100 miles an hour faster than this one. So there's a lot of different factors. I think the speed is the biggest one. Yeah, so it goes in. I'm gonna do a frame rate. Yeah, so notice right here, this one's already exploding. This one is in completely. It's in completely. It hasn't exploded yet. So I think they kind of messed up with the timing this one. Slightly, but it's still good enough for mainstream just to go along with it. So now if you compare it with a fly swatter, so you know if you just here's a fly swatter works.
How a bug zapper works.
Or bug zapper.
Electricity enters.
It's gonna go like this bigger.
How a bug zapper works. Electricity enters the bug zapper and goes to the transformer. Here, the electrical charge is increased from 120 volts to over 2,000. The voltage is then applied across the two inner wire grids. The grids are separated by a 2mm gap, which is about the size of a small insect. The ultraviolet lights are then used to attract any unsuspecting bug that comes near. To protect people and pets, everything is housed in a protective casing. Now to demonstrate how a bug zapper accomplishes its function. For that, we need an unsuspecting bug. This one should do just fine. Mesmerized by the light, the bug flies towards its death. it crosses the space between the two wire grids and completes the electrical circuit. It then gets zapped with 2,000 volts of electricity and is vaporized.
Alright. That's pretty fascinating, but what's interesting is the guy who did the video, it seems like he filmed with a bug zapper. It's like buzzing the whole time. Let's see what's going on here.
And that is how a bug zapper works.
It's pretty fascinating. Okay, created by DeAndre Agnelli. Okay, interesting name. I think it's Italian. Also Faraday cage. Yeah. So there's the WTC is just a giant like grid like that. And also again, it reminds me of this video game. This is where I got this idea from. So if you see this video game, it's like this person has like some sort of lightning powers, and then your character shoots a bow and arrow. So now watch. That's basically helps the training. See. So you fire an arrow at this dummy, and then she just first creates an electric field. So you fire, she creates an electrostatic field, and then once you shoot an arrow, once it strikes this object, and then that's the lightning strike can somehow connect to it. Yeah. So there it is. See the slow motion how it looks like. Yeah. So see her giant sword with a power, and then she just strikes it. So that's quite interesting. Anyways, that's how my brain works. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for now. Yeah. So David Henshaw, that one is again. I actually do want to play that because the doctor's listening in. Go. David. Sound. Oh no. David Plane. Yeah, this is so a remarkable and subtle observation that Dr. Judy Wood makes in her book is including the 9/11 witness accounts of photographers David Henshaw and Ruth Fremson. David Henshaw heard the quote second plane just before the explosion, and he later heard a very similar noise and thought another aircraft was incoming. But then the South Tower started to disintegrate. Ruth Fremson described hearing a rumbling noise, which she assumed to be a third plane. But when she looked through the viewfinder to spot the plane, the South Tower started to come apart. These testimonies suggested that the DEW technology, or whatever technology used for turning the towers to dust, may be the same or similar as the ones for the quote planes and/or holes and/or explosions. David also saw tows of cars on fire, human body parts, and jumpers all fall before the second impact. He also never saw the quote plane, but was levitated a city block. Again, the whole thing is just ridiculous. Yes, oh my! And he took this photo. He didn't even know he had his photo until his friend showed him the newspaper, and they used it. So he was a New York Times photographer, and yeah, this is a great photo. And so the impact would be from here. And interesting that there's no hole. It doesn't look like there's a hole there. So it's a hole formed. The whole formation's a next level. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna play some of this right here. Here's this part, and then listen to her there.
It's just rather bizarre, though. The North Tower was on fire. Finally, people were starting to egress from the South Tower, but a block and a half south of the Trade Center, there were vehicles on fire. And then this noise filled the air. That's
also keep that in mind. Okay, so cars were toasted before the buildings fell. All right, keep that in mind. And this confirms the other ones that were like 10 blocks away. So he's seen cars toasted before buildings fell. So again, this is not the Richard Gage literally said thermite from the yeah, he said thermite from the dust cloud turned toasted cars. Okay, it's Richard Gage he's just so funny.
Sounded like a high pressure gas line had been ruptured, and it seemed to come from all over, not from any one direction. Everybody's looking around like, what's that? And then all of a sudden the second tower explodes, and that was the second aircraft plowing into the South Tower. I don't know how long after that I was just walking by myself and heard another loud noise that kind of echoed the first noise. Looked up, figured, okay, it's another aircraft. And the whole building was just disintegrating. The building was starting to come down.
And I must have been there. It couldn't have been more than 5 minutes before the first building started to come down. I think it was probably less. I think it was, 2 or 3 minutes of shooting, and then I heard this rumbling, and I thought it was a third plane coming to hit the trade centers again. because it sounded like a plane. So I was looking up through the viewfinder trying to wait for the plane to come into view. And instead, I saw the building starting to come apart.
Yeah, okay, so building coming apart, and then the other guy said disintegrated, and she thought it was a plane. The other guy thought it was the same sound as the other object or the other event. And then this guy said, Kevin in the chat says, will the truth ever come out from a whistleblower? It's been 25 years now. Yeah, the truth has already come out. Dr. Judy Wood is already was a whistleblower. Also, just certain parts of the toast cars as well. No one ever tries to explain why this happened because they can't. It's never mentioned. Ignore. Yeah, and also it's again. Well, I'll show you first. First, I'll show you Gage cars. He's just not. Like, again, I can't take Richard Gage seriously. He's such especially when he speaks. He does this like presentation voice. He's like trying to be persuasive. He's like, this is the what's it called? All the hallmarks of a controlled demolition. Anyways, so he says toaster cars from molten iron droplets. Evidence of high temperature corrosion is observed on about 1,000 cars near the World Trade Center. This corrosion occurred on top of cars, yet the paint was usually intact below, consistent with a corrosive cloud settling. Okay, the guy's just not a serious person. He's saying it's a corrosive cloud settling. What happened? This is a corrosive cloud settling on this. Like, what in the world is going on to these vehicles there, especially this one here? Okay, and then if you go right here, yeah, if you go to right here, actually, Gage said something here. Gage said his presentation debunks my photos.
I think my presentation debunks your photos. I think my presentation debunks your photos.
Anyway, so Richard Gage literally told me that with a straight face. That's okay. Cars toasted before. So you go toss. Yeah. So, and again, the David Henshaw confirms this as well. I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna go, guys. Listen to this. Again, this is before the towers fell, and the guy said 10 city blocks. That's a lot. That's quite a far ways. 10 city blocks. Here's a toasted car lot, and this is the North Tower, and he said that 10 city blocks away from the North Tower, and then after the second one, those same cars started feeling like even more toasted, or the quote fire got more intense. But that's on the opposite side. So just listen to what he said. This is mind-boggling. Okay, here's a full graph of this.
Across, I'd say a good 10 city blocks, New York City blocks from that North Tower, there's a parking lot which I'm right over. There are cars on fire that evidently got hit by debris, and these cars are just burning untended to the ground. There's one completely engulfed in flames, and mind you, this is quite a distance from this first building, and those fires began right after the first explosion, and then just got exacerbated by this second one a few minutes later.
Okay, think what he just said there. He says that he's 10 city blocks away from the North Tower. So is he talking about this one here? But that's not, like, how big actually? Yeah, that's not 10 city blocks then. It should be even further back then, because this is, I don't think this is 10 blocks. That's just like one. Let's just go. I'll say this is 1, 2, 3. This is like 4 blocks. So even further back, I'm assuming. I don't know how New York considers blocks. And then so let's say the car's toasted from the first impact or first explosion. And then all of a sudden, the second one is on the opposite side, and those same cars gets more intensified after that. So that gives me that pretty much, I think it's pretty conclusive that yeah. So whatever did it was an advanced explosion. It was not a normal explosion, or impact or hole. So it's definitely some sort of advanced techno mumbo jumbo. Okay, what's worse, that majority of people just accept these ridiculous explanations. Yeah, but the thing is, they have to pay taxes and so on. Like, I'm getting harassed by the government, and it's like literally brutal, absolutely brutal. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. Guys, I need to go and get some rest. This is taking a while. Okay, anyways, and we'll hopefully get Mystic Bazaar back in. And also, yeah, 9/11 revisionist article there. Yeah, we're gonna explore ChatGPT for possible explanations. As actually, I use Grok, but I'm gonna now use Leo AI on Hive blockchain because I'm sick and tired of these centralized nonsense peeps. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. I'm gonna update, and yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, thanks for joining, guys, and have a great weekend. Anyways, I need to get out of here, guys. Yeah, I'm ending the stream in 3, 2, 1. Adios and ciao. Okay, end it. Stream. Stop recording.